TIO Stadium for round 16 action here as the Tiwi Bombers take on the Nightcliff Tigers for what's expected to be quite a heavy match. Now, we're lucky to have the Australian Defence Force join us today. You would have noticed them as you walk through the Bonson gates. Please make sure you stop by, have a bit of a chat with the guys and see what they can do for you. Now we're joined by Sergeant Donna Hayes in the centre circle who's about to do the coin toss. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Nightcliff Tigers have won the coin toss. They've opted to kick towards the airport end.
Good afternoon and welcome to TIO Stadium for the round 16 clash of the Tiwi Bombers and Nightcliff Tigers in the commentary box this afternoon. Rob Cross, myself, Matt Hepworth. And welcome back for 2020 to Ricky Nolan. Ricky, you've been away for a few weeks. The Tigers, their dominance has continued. But what's going to be very interesting is to see how close the Bombers can keep up with the Tigers today.
Well, interesting. Both sides only got one fly-in, so I don't think they're showing all their colours. I reckon it's pretty smart coaching as well, especially I reckon Chris Bucks and Cameron Eilert. Very smart. Put some guys into the trenches, see how their backline performs because they haven't really been under the pump that much this year, and have a look at a couple of players against it. And let's be honest, there's a pretty good chance these two sides could play in the grand final this year.
Certainly what many people are predicting, Rob Cross, certainly given that St Mary's couldn't do the job against the Tigers a couple of weeks ago. It's going to be interesting to see how the Tigers go, or the Bombers go up against the Tigers today, Rob.
Wonderful run the Bombers are in, won 6 in a row. Their last loss was by 6 points in round 9 to this side, the Nightcliff team, the reigning premiers. And just watching Jason Purantatameri down in the goal square at the airport end, fullback for the Tiwi Bombers, playing game 151. Sort of snuck through a bit last week, so we're going to call it game 150 today. He ran through a banner before the match and he's lining up against the competition's leading goal scorer in Trent Melville. Should be a ripping game, but Jason Purantatameri spent some time at St Mary's, one of the great defenders of the competition, Rick.
Yeah, premiership player at St Mary's and was the best defender last year, in my word.
Underway in what could be a grand final preview. Let's wait and see. The Bombers go forward straight away. Munkara, and welcome return, but Wanamiri slipped over and Wilson came in and took the mark. Gave off to Bowles, who had a wonderful game for Nightcliff against Southern Districts last week. Kicks out towards the wing. There's no Jonathan Miles in ruck today for Nightcliff, which should help big Lachlan Howe for the Tiwi Bombers to control the air. And Tiwi have it on the outer side. Lachlan Howe played a few games with Collingwood VFL side, 200 centimetres, 100 kg, big fellow. Ball comes in towards full forward, and there is Lachlan Howe. Got a little nudge, it's gone out of bounds on the full. Christos Gikas comes up with it. Switches to Sean Wilson, the left back pocket. He looks across the face of goal, just has the carry on the kick. And the mark there is taken, still inside defensive 50. A bit of a wonky ball here. Opportunity perhaps there for Matthew Cantilla. He had 2 to beat. Comes out to Heenan, throws his ball onto the boot. Ball could bounce for Wanamiri. It favours Nightcliff. The ball slips out of the grasp of Philo. Bit of time at right half back. Kicks down the line. Kyle Winter-Irving. Beautifully spoiled away there by Baird. Whistle's blown just as Ross Tungatulum picked up the footy. And the free kick comes back to Matthew Cantilla, just defensive side of the wing in front of the Morris Rioli grandstand at TIO Stadium. Straight down the throat of Brodie Philo, though, at right half back.
Pretty poor turnovers early in the game. You wouldn't think it was one or two of the best 2 teams in the competition.
First versus third. Tiwi win today. They'll all but tie up a top 3 spot. Mark spilt there by Evans. And umpire will come in and ball it up. 17 last week for Nightcliff was Lachlan Sharp, not playing today, kicked 5 goals. And Evans comes in and grabs the number 17 jumper today. Drogamula up high, might have infringed, some shepherding going on. As Tungatulum tried to take it away, but it's going to come to Jack Monagatti. The second ruckman for the Tiwi Bombers. Dion Munkara to Dunn. Dunn through centre half back. Out towards half forward.
Terrific kick to space, that.
Chance here for the Tiwi through Xavier Grant, but it's a 2-on-2 battle, and the ball goes out of bounds at right half forward, 80 metres around from the Tiwi goal.
They scare me, Tiwi, when they move the footy and then get it to space like that. Usually they can get the opposition with leg speed. Didn't work that time, but I like the thinking of what they were doing.
2.5 minutes gone, first quarter. Monagatti up against Drogamullah. Monagatti won the tap. Picked up by Wills, wanting Bowles. And some nerves early. Very warm day today at TIO Stadium.
I think, Ricky, that's going to be the narrative of the day. Is we talk a lot about Tiwi Bombers' pace, and they probably don't have as many big bodies as the Tigers do. So if they're going to win today, like you said, it's got to be into space and getting it out there quick.
One of their big bodies is Jack Monagatti. Got it down to Munkara. Grant comes in and lays a tackle.
I think it'd be interesting. Cameron Eilert started centre half forward. Don't see that very often for Nightcliff. Often you'll see him one out of the goal square, but started centre half forward today.
Monagatti, good tap to Munkara. Tipungwoody competed. Brown did well. Oh, Brain might have caught one high there late. Pretty untidy, I've got to say, from Alistair Darcy. Brain won the free kick. Gave off to Wilson, off to Philo. Philo kicks towards half forward. Punched away. Bombers there working hard through Dunn. Kurt Dunn, that is. Just in play still. Ball hit, cooked around up towards half forward. Munkara's been busy early. One way, then the other, back to Heenan. Heenan's low kick in towards the pocket, just a bit too tall for Howe. Comes back to Wilson, who's been busy early. Sweeps the long handball over the top there to Hagan. Hagan's kick up towards half forward is good. Into space. Here's a chance for Nightcliff. Melville's got the sit and take. No, he doesn't. Purantatameri, the 150 gamer, did enough just to drop back and spoil the ball away. Comes to Baird. Now they could be away the Tiwis down the outer side. Darcy pokes the kick over the top, and the tip of Woody direction is poor, and Phil Wills slides in and takes the mark. So Wills on the point of the centre square. Will kick long. Melville's caught behind. Winter Irving drops into the spot though, and Kyle Winter Irving will line up for goal from just 30 metres out directly in front. A little too easy in the end.
Yeah, there's a bit of a lot of errors early in the game, but Nightcliff for the first shot at goal. Philip Wills goes in with a deep entry, and Kyle Irving uses his body well and takes a good mark. Should kick this 30 metres out directly in front.
Had a good year, Winter Irving. Played well last week against Southern Districts. Could be an important player today with no Jonathan Miles. He'll be called on to do some ruck work against two big Tiwi Bombers, and he gets the first score of the afternoon. It's taken a while. We've played 5 minutes. Nightcliff won straight. Bombers yet to score.
Yep, finished true from the Seymour Footy Club in the Goulburn Valley. Played a couple of games with points last year, so I think he'd be a 0-pointer for Nightcliff, so that's a good pickup. And he has. He's played nearly every game and been a very consistent player for Nightcliff. You see here, Philip Wills gets the ball in nice and quick with a deep entry. Good use of the body. Just got rid of Baird a little bit too easy there, and takes a good chest mark.
Rob, we called the Tigers game last week, and Kyle Winter Irving got a lot of the ball, just the one goal though, but he really played a big part in their win last week.
Yeah, he's an important player for them. Crashes packs. Offers a good target. Marley McGregor's gone to the ruck for Nightcliff. Jakura. Monagatti was in there as well. The free kick's coming to Brad Arnold for the Tigers. Doesn't waste any time. Wants Winter Irving again. Baird there does well. Got rid of him. Winter Irving fell to ground. Bricknell up against Dunn. Bricknell, can he gather the foot? He does by hand. Wanted Winter Irving. Missed its target. Bombers from half back. Oh, big tackle. No, just got rid of it, did Kurt Dunn. Gave it out to Michael Dunn. He kicks up towards centre half forward. Does well to Tipping Woody. And he's away. One bounce. Can keep going if he wants. Runs to 60. Beautiful kick to Warren Mary. No one in the goal square. The quick reply to the Bombers. Goal apiece.
Good ball movement off the half-back flank. Michael Dunn, who's probably been the best defender in the history of the Tiwi Bombers Football Club. Really well, really good kick there into Adam Sambono. At the time, I thought it was a bit dangerous, but he hit Sambono in at that spot, and Sambono was away, and they just don't have the dangerous space over the back. That's the area that you just can't let Tiwi have as that, because once they get the footy there, it's put down your glasses, and Austin kicks his first goal for the game, the former Melbourne Demons and Norwood footballer.
Marley McGregor must be giving away 10 centimetres, I reckon, to Howe. Oh, a lovely kick and a lovely mark taken there by Simon. Towards full forward. Monagatti. Heenan sells the candy. Dummies. Handball, Wanameri. 2 in 30 seconds. Great play, Bombers. They hit the front by a goal.
In 3 centre clearances in this game, and Tiwi have won all 3. They've got Harley Putintanameri, which is, I reckon, is good coaching as well, because it's the time of the year you've got to see how things are going. If it doesn't go well in a final, you want to throw the magnets around. So I've never seen Harley Putintanameri ever play in the middle before, and he's playing in the middle as well. Simon, a very good mark, much improved player. And again, just gets the ball over the top. Good front and centre by Heenan. And Austin gets a bit of a Joe the Goose. 2 in 2 minutes to the former Melbourne player.
Love the mark by Simon. We've seen him up and down this season, haven't we, Rick? He played some good games, and other games he's just
he started on fire, didn't he?
Yeah, really.
That's 4 centre clearances in a row.
Howe's high kick, inside attacking 50. Heenan just caught a little bit short there.
I think with Nightcliff, there's no side in the history, 100 years of football, have ever had 3 Nichols medalists. So to see Tiwi come out and to get 4 centre clearances is unbelievable. Geez, that's a good kick.
Beautiful kick by Hagan. Found McGregor. Liam Holt Fitz. Sweeping ball to the middle to Philo. Wanting Arnold. He's about to be run down by 2 Tiwi Bombers. Intensity's up now. Sock along the ground. Philo gets there first. Traps it. Written into the ground, and a ferocious tackle by Papungamiri. As the Bombers work it up, I should say the Tigers work it up towards half forward. It trickles out of bounds.
I just reckon that last ball movement at Nightcliff, I call it the launch zone. As soon as you get the ball in that launch zone, there's got to be a deep entry. They just won too many handballs. Get the ball in deep to Melville. Cameron Islet's up there. Bricknell's up there. Winter Irving's up there in one-on-ones. Get the ball in.
Howe and McGregor. Howe's tap. Harley Purintatameri, ball fell out of his grasp. It's called a throw. It's going to come back to the Tigers, to Brad Arnold, who wore 53 last week. He's wearing 21 today.
Promotion.
Winter Irving.
Well done, Jakura.
In from the side, got a hand onto it. Michael Dunn. Oh, take it away from him. It's going to be a free kick.
You've got to watch it, Tiwi. You've got to play the whistle there. If the umpires do make mistakes, he's about to walk into an easy goal.
Dion Munkara receives from Michael Dunn. The left half back, still inside defensive 50. Morris Rioli, grandstand side of TIO Stadium. Cantilla. Ball out of his grasp and out of bounds.
The kick was unbelievable by Munkara, 50 metres, and young Cantilla should have taken that mark.
Drogamullah this time for the Tigers. Front spot, over the top Howe. Pretty good tap in the end to Munkara. Tigers looking to take it away. Good pressure. Garnham. Quick kick. Oh, he's got a teammate. Well played.
That's better. Nightcliff a lot better.
Long kick towards Melville. Purintatameri. Some holding going on. It's going to be a free kick to Melville directly in front against the 150 gamer. They seem to be grabbing each other, and that's what Pura says to the umpire.
And that's what happens. Is it's the defender's worst nightmare. A quick, low kick, deep entry into the forward line. Defender's under pressure. The next thing they grab a bit of jumper, and it's a free kick. So I just hope the Nightcliff Football Club do that a lot more often.
Leading goal scorer in the competition, Trent Melville, to level things up at 2 goals apiece at the 11-minute mark of the first quarter. Things have livened up. It's missed. Trent Melville to the left.
Let off.
Purintatameri.
I love when they play on Tiwi from fullback.
Couple of bounces. Melville's got pretty good pace for a big man. Purintatameri arched the back and got away. Lovely pick up by the giant Howe, but he runs straight into Cameron Island, who held him up. Xavier Grant sold his teammate, took Woody into trouble. Lovely one-hander pick up by Simon. Grant, handball looking for Cantilla. Coming in strongly the other way, those islets. He's got a couple of Tigers close to the boundary line, but Tiwi Bombers swarm all over him. Bricknell was stripped of the footy, taken by Cantilla. Quickly onto the left boot, up towards left half forward. Charging out those Paris from half back, and he kicks it towards centre half forward. I'm misreading it. Opportunity for Babui. Away they go to Tipping Woody. He's 55. No one in the square, but he goes to Tunga Tullim and hits him on the chest. 40 metres out, 45-degree angle.
That's when you talk about those one-on-ones. Nathan Brown, as good a player as he is, but you have not got a hope in how, if the ball's being moved that quickly, and that bloke there in Adam Tipping Woody's got the footy, Rocco would be licking his lips.
Intensity's lifted. Quiet first 5 minutes. Last 7 have been finals-like. Tunga Tullim comes in. Beautiful kick on goal. Swinging, and he's missed to the right-hand side. The margin is a goal.
That's a good call. I thought the first 5 minutes were, I'll use the word disgraceful. The amount of turnovers that. In the last 4 minutes is about the NT football that we want to see. It's been a really good standard of football.
Daniel Bowles to Drogamullah. Inside the centre square, defensive side of the centre circles.
Oh, Tiwi can't allow that.
Good option over the top here. Jasper Brain confronted, loses the footy. Zach Brain, the team with 2 brains, almost come away with the footy. Michael Dunn receives the handball, has it knocked away by Philo. Dropping back onto the ball there is Kurt Dunn. Whistle goes over the shoulder. Free kick, Tiwis. And Paddy Heenan and Zach Brain just exchange a few pleasantries.
Just love here, Tiwi, if instead of going with a bailout kick down the line, don't be scared to go backwards or go with a switch of the play. You'll see Tiwi, something like that's all right, but I don't like when Tiwi kick the ball long and high down the ground, which Paddy might do here. Look back, Paddy. Look to go back and switch.
Goes down the line. He's got a couple of tall targets this time. Monagatti and Howe were there. Jonathan Paris, Tipping Woody tackles him over the shoulder. Free kick to the Tigers. Paris goes back to Sean Wilson.
That's what I'd love to see Tiwi do a little bit more this year.
Nice kick. Well, the mark was spilt. Time for Hagan to gather. Sidestep 2 tackles. And can have a bounce if he wants. He's had it a long time. He's run a long way and was allowed to get away with it. And in the end, a beautiful pass to Moo. He's about to play on, but Bowie pulls him down. Liam Hotfitz wants his left. Roy Farmer lays a tackle. Threw it away. No free kick. And he's a sling tackle against Farmer. Not sure those decisions are right. It's going to be a free kick to the Tigers. Liam Hotfitz, a lucky recipient, I reckon, Ricky Nolan.
They're a touch. They are unlucky, Tiwi. Now they've just got to sort of get on with it. So we all make errors, and that maybe might have been an error, and they've just got to get on with it now.
Regardless of the style of the tackle, Farmer really put a whole lot of intensity into that.
There's been a bit of frustration in it. So
Yeah.
Holt Fitz to make the scores level at the 14.5-minute mark of the first quarter. First versus third, living up to its billing so far at TIO Stadium. Third last round before finals. Holt Fitz, one of the stars of the competition, hooks the kick. Will it have the distance? It goes out of bounds off hands in the left forward pocket for the Tigers.
Saw a bit of inaccuracy from the Tigers in the first quarter last week. There was 7 behinds, Rob. No goals scored, so I'm about to haunt them a little bit again this week.
The only goalless quarter of the season.
Yes, it was, yeah.
Went on to post a commanding 57-point win over Southern Districts. 30 metres from the Tigers' goal. Outside 50 now. Tigers in control. Where's Melville? He's in the square with Puruntatameri. Good carry on the kick. Melville, one grab, two, was one over the line. Puruntatameri wants it touched. He's going to be paid the grab.
Tiwi saying it was 2 touches first before the line, the second one after the line. It's a difficult kick, a very difficult kick.
He's got skills on both sides of the body. He runs around to the left and snags it. So the first goal for Melville, he missed an easier one, much easier one early, but he brings the two sides level at the 16-minute mark, 2-1 apiece.
That kick's a lot harder than it looks, so he did that very well. But we'll see, again, deep entry by Filo can kick the ball a mile. And we'll judge whether he touched it before. There's one grab there before. I think it's a pretty good decision by the umpire. They're in a lot better position than what I am in my air-conditioned box, 100 metres away as well.
Yeah, it looked like it was on the line, perhaps maybe inside the field of play, that second grab.
The ball has to be completely over the line as well.
So an exciting game of footy in tough conditions. It's the wet season in Darwin, but we're not seeing much rain, and as a result, it's very, very hot.
Something to find interesting, Nightcliff haven't rotated at all. Filo, Wills, and who's the other player in there, Rob?
Holt Fitz. Oh, in the middle.
Graham, is it?
McGregor is in the ruck, and Arnold
Arnold have not rotated yet. They've been in there now for 14 and a half minutes.
Arnold is the one that comes up with the kick, throws on the outside of the boot. Eilert beautifully gathered and spinning out of trouble and kicking towards full forward. Puruntatameri in the front spot, had to reach back and got a little nudge from Melville. Brilliant body position from Puruntatameri. Not a super tall key defender, but uses his body well. Tried to sneak one there by kicking around the player on the mark. Has to go back and kick over the top.
You reckon 151 games, Puri, you might know the rules there. You've got to go back behind the mark.
Jakura slides into it. Still inside defensive 50. Important player for the Bombers, one of those bigger bodied midfielders. Kicks out towards the wing poorly. Oh, the mark was spilt though. Opens the door for the Tiwis. Tungatala marks in front of Arnold.
Just can't turn the footy like that over against Tiwi. They'll score here. I think it was Moore on the half-back line.
Out to Dunn, receiving from Munkara. Still 75 metres from goal at right half forward. Pokes it into Darcy. Just propped, and almost was the clever move, although the defender came over the top and spoils it out of bounds.
Yeah, they were coming, Tiwi, to sport there. Was it Nathan Brown? It was good. Just kill the footy because Tiwi were running in waves.
Monagatti for the Bombers. McGregor for the Tigers in ruck. Nullify each other. Goes to the back of the pack. Wills is there. Cantilla shrugged the Arnold tackle. Harley Puruntatameri threw it out in front of himself, regathered, kicks in towards full forward. Oh, the mark just dropped. Got hands to it. Well done by Darcy. Farmed it out there to Jeffrey Simon. His quick kick only went a few metres. Tigers jumpers all around the 40. Wanameri shrugs the tackle. Quick handball to Tungatulum. Can't make much of it. Braden Rioli is in there for the Bombers. Off hands through for a rush behind. They lead the Bombers by 1 point. 19 minutes gone first quarter. As the Tigers bring it back into play quickly. Baird up against Winter Irving. Oh, well done by Baird. Slight of frame, but got his hands to it and almost brought down the mark. Cantilla was beaten to it by Bricknell. Monagatti barges his way through. He's taken down. Jermaine Hurd was in there, number 7 for the Tigers.
Hugo Drogmolo will come off the bench back into the ruck.
Going to be up against Lachlan
Howe
Howe,
as well.
former Collingwood VFL player. Nudges Drugger out of the way. Comes to Hagan, who's been pretty good in the first quarter. High kick. Farmer did well to get rid of Winter Irving. Well done by Isla to put the pressure on in the tackle. Comes to Bricknell, pulled off the foot. He didn't get boot to ball. Chance here for Cruz. Cruz's kick up towards the wing, and well played by Hagan. Happy to see it out of bounds.
I've got a feeling Hagan's playing as a high half forward, so they're putting their 6 forward or go up at the stoppage. He could be on a wing. I'll keep a bit of an eye on it as well, but yeah, he's getting a bit of the footy.
Right half forward for the Tigers. Tap came down as far as Harleypur and Tatameri. It's kicked though straight down the throat of Jasper Brain. Brain's kick. Howe and Drogamulla, but Howe was too big and strong, had the sit and took the mark. Handballs to Dion Munkara. The flashy red boots on the bounce to Jeffrey Simon. He can't take it, throws Brain out of the way, who didn't have the footy, and Brain will come up with the free.
Brain's father, the Brain boys, their father Greg played for Nightcliff back in the 80s, and I think Brain's going to be coaching Baruga in the Murray Footy League next season.
Shakura takes a strong mark. Will's kick. Just a kick and hope, really. Wanting a big forward to crash the pack, but the Bombers have come up with it.
Great kick, great kick.
Is that 45-degree angle?
Yep.
Out to Papungamiri. He's got an opposition player, though, in Liam Holt-Fitz. Papungamiri does well. Here's some open space for Tipping Woody. Danger. Can he gather the footy? Couple of Tigers coming hard at him, but Tipping Woody has a couple of bounces. Has a third. Runs towards the boundary line from 30 metres. Adam Tipping Woody to Darcy in the square. Free kick, and it's going to go to Darcy. He's pulled down in the ruck in the marking contest, and well played by Tipping Woody to set that bit of play up. A chance for the Bombers to push out to a 7-point lead.
It's Nightcliff, they have to do better than that.
Lovely centering ball to Tungatulum, who line up from directly in front, 15 out.
Just a memo to Tiwi, if you're going to win the flag, which you're in a premiership window, that you've got to go the inside kick, and if Nightcliff cut it off or the opposition cuts it off, you've got to go around it. Don't bail out, kick down the line. They've kicked a goal from it. If you're going to win the flag, don't kick the ball high in the air. Go around or go through the middle of the ground with your speed, because it just shows there they will cut sides to shreds if they play that sort of football.
22 minutes played, first quarter at TIO Stadium. Round 16 action, first versus third. And it's the third place Bombers leading the Tigers, 3-2 to 2-1. Good game of footy.
Let's get the ball there on that opposite half-forward flank. No one will beat Tiwi with their ball movement and their leg speed. They're kicking the ball down the line. I don't think it's their go. If they can bring the ball back to Jason Puttentunameri and bring it around, I reckon they're going to scare a few football sides come finals. Chakura, I think, with that 45 kick was very, very good.
Chakura again. Slick handball, almost a look away. Gave to Tungatulum, gives to Braden Rioli. Back to Tungatulum, run down by Brad Arnold, holding the footy. Just over possessing perhaps a little bit there. Eilert makes space out at left half back. Oh, here's an opportunity here for the Tigers. Plenty of room out on the wing. Garnham has a bounce onto the left boot. Kicks up towards half forward. And looking for Liam Evans, missed his target.
22 minutes gone in the first quarter. You're watching Aboriginal TV Channel 4's coverage of the TIO NTFL season, with the Tiwi Bombers with the early lead, 3-2-20, Nightcliff 2-1-13.
So I thought it was went out in the full. So the kick comes to Dion Munkara in front of Zach Brain.
He's had a bit of the footy down. He might get leather poisoning at quarter time.
Thumps a beautiful left foot 50-metre kick in the Alistair Darcy direction. Hands to it. Couldn't bring it to ground. Well played by Jermaine Hurd, although he's tackled. Gave it to Arnold. Handball comes back to Garnham. Centering ball, wanting a teammate. Spills through the hands of Jasper Brain. Jeffrey Simon. Brilliant play by Simon.
Wow.
Cut through a couple.
Wow.
Still possessed the footy. And all of a sudden it's up towards centre half forward. Wanamiri is up against Paris. And Paris does very well to soccer it away and gain 30 metres out towards the wing. And Sean Wilson. He shrugs Wanamiri. Over the top the handball. They're looking for Gickus. Comes to Arnold. Back to Wilson. They're up to the wing, the Tigers. Up towards half forward. The long kick, the pass looking for Evans. The back of the pack comes Liam Holt-Fitz. Can he scoop it up? He does beautifully from the boundary line. Melville's there, Bricknell's there. The little nudge was clever. Back to Melville, brought down by Porrentatameri.
Wow.
What a brilliant passage of football. And Pura, the 150 gamer, wins the free kick in the right back pocket for the Bombers. Centering ball to Farmer.
Go back to that Wanamari Peris. That's what I always look at, where the ball comes from. And Jonathan Peris, terrific in that. Usually always waiting for what player goes to ground. Usually the average footballer goes to ground. Both footballers kept their feet. It was terrific.
Howe stands like a colossus. He's knocked to ground with a front on tackle there. Dickus can't believe it. I think the kick was there.
Oh, he didn't get it back to him, and Rocco was one-on-one.
It's a little bit lazy by Purantatameri. He's too quick to try and run down into
Nightcliff.
The attacking zone. Up towards Tungatala. One-on-one contest spoiled away from him and goes out of bounds.
There was that turn, and they still didn't get back onto Rocco there. Nathan Brown, scream at your teammates to help you out. He's too good of a footballer to have to do it all by yourself.
Siren for quarter time. A thrilling quarter. Started slowly but built into the contest we were hoping for. The Bombers lead 3-2-20 to Nightcliff 2-1-13.
You are one of almost 140,000 people living in an area at risk of being affected by a cyclone this wet season. In your cyclone kit, you will need a battery-operated radio and torch with spare batteries, enough food and at least 10 litres of water per person to sustain you and your family for 72 hours or more. Remember, all important documentation such as passports, photos and insurance policies should be kept in a safe and waterproof place. Be prepared this wet season. Brought to you by TIO.
Mother Nature can be frighteningly predictable in the Territory this time of year. Heavy rains and damaging winds can cause significant problems and disruption, particularly if you're unprepared, while downed power lines and flash flooding can be lethal. To ensure you're ready, visit powerwater.com.au/safety or text SAFETY to 0428 323 991 for more information. Because staying safe and ready around Mother Nature should be second nature.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere. Flight Centre.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice,
come and see it.
Still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
We're here for when the heavens open and the winds howl. We're here for when the water just won't stop. We're here for the wet and we're here for the dry. We're here because we know there's nowhere else you'd rather be.
And there's nowhere else we'd rather be either. TIO Home Insurance. We're for Territorians.
Let's put our hands together for the Tiwi Bombers, ladies and gentlemen. And let's put our hands together for the Nightcliff Tigers as we enter this second quarter of footy.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium, where it's quarter time. The Tiwi Bombers up against Nightcliff, and it's Tiwi with the early lead, 3-2-20. Nightcliff 2-1-13. Matt Hepworth, Ricky Nolan and Rob Cross. Gentlemen, if you write off the first 5 minutes, it was a pretty exciting quarter of footy. Ricky, some interesting coaching strategies that you were kind of sharing with us a little bit earlier about potentially how Tiwi can win this match today.
Yeah, Nightcliff were unbelievable in the final last year, forcing them to kick long in the air down the ground. They cut off their 45 kick really, really well.
Yeah.
So if Tiwi's, if they get their 45 kick cut off, they've got to go back to Jason Putintanameri, and the word is make them defend wide, make the opposition defend wide. So they did it there. You saw Jakura get a ball, a 45 kick in. Their opposition will cut that off.
Yep.
So if it does get cut off, they've got to bring the ball back to their fullback, or they call the term is paint the fence, is kick the ball to the fence as far as you can. So have a defender, a halfback flanker there. So then take it out the other side. And I think they did that pretty well, Tiwi. So make Nightcliff defend, make them defend wide, so it can open up that 45 kick.
Rob, we saw Nightcliff trailing in the first quarter of the game last week, but they came back pretty hard for the next three, didn't they?
Absolutely. We saw some districts fight back a bit in the third term before Nightcliff kicked away. So it's a big quarter for the Bombers. If they can hold this lead to half-time or at least be close, they're right in it. Of course, the last team to beat the Bombers was Nightcliff in round 9 by just 6 points. So Bombers have proven they can stand up to this dominant team who've lost just one game all year. Well done by Braden Rioli. Got a handball away as he was slung to ground. Heenan's been good. Wanted to dish off there to Darcy. Tungatulum sweating on it, comes up with the ball, pushes away from Zach Brain, who pulls the ball back underneath him. He's still got control of the footy. Umpire will come in and ball it up. Bombers 40 metres from their goal. Lachlan Howell against Drugomullah. Drugomullah does pretty well. Garnham, Rioli. Deep in defence, comes out in the bowls direction. Tungatulum good from the boundary line. Oh, the ball spilled out of his grasp. Almost went out of bounds. Centering kick to the top of the square, and it's a mark to Nathan Brown.
That's when Rocco thought that goal's too easy to kick. I'll just go a little bit further to the boundary line.
Get more complicated.
On the bounce, Garnham. Or was he taken high over the shoulder? Tungatulum ran straight into him. And so Tungatulum will win the free kick from 45 metres, a couple of metres in from the boundary line. Right half forward. Which post will need to aim at for this one, Rick?
This bloke may know a bit better. He probably aimed just a metre inside the left-hand post.
Tungatulum for his second goal and for a 13-point lead. They've started well the opening couple of minutes of the second quarter, the Bombers. It's been all played in their forward 50. Tungatulum right across the face of goal. Howe at the back. Braden Rioli. Out of bounds, left forward pocket for the Bombers.
Just interesting to know Ozzy Wanamiri's actually started the game on the bench. He looked a little bit sore, Rob, just before the game started. He was just doing a little bit of running along the boundary line, so we'll keep an eye on that one.
It's hard to tell, isn't it, whether it's exhaustion. It's very hot here today.
Yeah.
He kicked a couple of goals in the first quarter. He might be feeling the heat. As the ball goes out of bounds, Philo couldn't control it for the Tigers. So it's been all the Bombers in the opening 2 minutes of this quarter. No score on the board yet to start the term. Bombers by 7 points over the top of the table, Nightcliff. Howe and Drugomullah will play by Drugomullah. Cantilla slid down to milk the free kick against Brain and gets it.
Yeah, and Brain's explaining to the umpire there. He just dropped his feet and he picked it up. And Tiwis are very good at doing that and picking up those too high. So umpires have just got to watch that.
So Matthew Cantilla. 45 metres out, 45-degree angle.
Should be a fair kick from here. We'll see how he goes.
He's a talented footballer. I reckon he's got the distance in him. 3 minutes gone, second quarter. Proppy beginning. He thumps it towards goal. He's hooked the kick, though. Made the distance easily, but not accurate. So 3-3-21 Tiwi, 2-1-13 Nightcliff. 3 minutes gone, second quarter.
You tell by a player's body language if they can make the distance. He wasn't even looking to pass, was he?
Bowles, the thumping left footer for Nightcliff. Star defender.
Great
Kicks
kick.
superbly to Drugamulu, has the sit, honours the kick and takes the mark and dishes off to Philo. On the quick turnover, Nightcliff are dangerous. Out in the Islet direction. He's got a couple of metres in front of Farmer if the ball sits. Jason Purantatameri lurking there as well. Ilo handballs to himself to get around Farmer. Soccers off the ground, centering ball to Winter Irving. Comes out, controls the footy. No, he doesn't. The Bombers through Dunn. Want to get rid of it pretty quickly. He's high kick back in the Brain direction. Spoiled away by Cantilla. Brain controls the football. Runs straight into a couple of defenders. And the Tiwi Bombers win the free kick and Brain just gets his nose rubbed into the dirt by Cantilla to remind him not to take me on.
He's got to watch it though.
Beautiful kick.
Get away here, Rocco in the middle.
Taheen and Tungatulum. Gickus stands his ground. Tungatulum gets around him and kicks up towards the forward pocket. Beautiful pass to Dio Monkara. Kicks in towards the goal square. Let it go, let it go! Harley Purantatameri marks. It was a wonderful pass by Monkara. But Harley could have let that through for the 6-pointer to the number 38. Instead, the number 48 will line up for the Bombers' fourth goal and a 14-point lead. They're looking good. Stabs it through as easy as you like for the fourth goal for Tiwi.
You've been watching a bit of Frozen, Rob Cross. Let it go, let it go.
All morning. Thank you, Matty. Well picked up.
Well, you might have been.
I think because he took it in his hands here. He took it in his hands. I think we all, our hearts sank. But geez, they're telepathic, aren't they, the Tiwis? Look at that kick.
Amazing.
Nothing frozen about TIO Stadium. Poor old Olaf wouldn't cope in the heat out here today.
They've gone in about 10
For those
seconds.
that follow Frozen. I'm sure most parents do.
They're releasing a second one, aren't they?
Yeah. So Marley McGregor back into the ruck for Nightcliff. Up against Monagatti. Tap backwards. Tipping Woody. Heenan's been good. Socket off the ground. Towards Darcy. Dangerous here. Tipping Woody slides onto it. Scoops it up to Heenan. Couldn't quite control the footy. Wilson stands his ground. Good to see Wanamiri back on for the Tigers. Heavy pressure coming from Nathan Brown inside attacking 50 for the Bombers, and will have a ball up. Good game of footy.
Oh, very exciting.
Howe and McGregor. Howe, brilliant tap to Tipping Woody, deserves a goal and gets it. Oh, wonderful play by the big ruckman and wonderful roving by Tipping Woody. And it's the 5th goal for the Bombers. They lead by 20 and look brilliant.
Often say no concrete feed at a stoppage, and this is a prime example here of Tipping Woody. No concrete feed. He's just on the move, and Howe's giving it to him on a plate.
Bang.
Stunning goal by the Tiwi Bombers.
Nightcliff have just got to, I know they've got makeshift ruckman, but just got to chop those arms, give a contest. You're allowed to chop arms in a ruck contest. Just throw some weight around, chop those arms, so you just can't dictate like that.
As far as you're aware, Ricky, John O'Mall's not injured at all?
No, but I was sort of thinking the other day watching the footy, it's the lowest, I don't ever go at the ruckman, it's the lowest quality ruckman we've ever had in the league. Most sides are just using makeshift ruckman this year.
Fancy footwork by Hagan sends the Tigers forward. Winter Irving got hands to it, the big key forward, and he fights on at ground level, almost scooped it up. Baird was thrown out of the way by Winter Irving. Moo gets thrown out of the way. Winter Irving still good. Second, third attempt, brilliant. Here comes Holt Fitz, throws boot to ball and kicks a brilliant goal. Oh, that's a good reply by the Tigers. Superb footy. And well done by Winter Irving. Had 3 or 4 attempts there just to keep the ball in the attacking 50. Comes up with a goal for Liam Holt-Fitz.
Sign of a good side, one that can reply quick. They were getting away. It was 5 goals to 2. They were getting away there. So a little bit of magic here. This is a pretty good goal. Just throwing it on the foot, on the boot like this. Holt-Fitz, but not many players can do this. Look at that. Good control. Going back to ruckman, there's just not the quality this year that I've ever seen. That's why I reckon St Mary's is still a chance to win a flag, Because Ryan, they've got to recognise Ruckman. And
Smith, yeah.
when they're the only side to beat Nightcliff, and he absolutely brained him that day. And I think a Ruckman's going to play a big part in the final series, and that's where Tiwi are laughing. They've got good Ruckman.
Eilert. Winter Irving again. Found space in front of Baird. And the open forward line, the quick thrust inside attacking 50. Winter Irving is lining up for his second goal. And how this game swings and changes, because this goal will bring the margin back to 8 points after a dominant early period in the second quarter to the Bombers.
So the thing with Tiwi, they always get on those runs, and the only way you can stop it is kick a goal, and that's what Nightcliff have done very well to do.
Winter Irving to become the second player on the ground to go into double figures. Wanamiri has 2 for the Bombers, both in the first quarter. Winter Irving, normally pretty accurate. It's swinging late and goes away to the right-hand side. So the breeze tends to be pushing it across there a little bit. Bit of an opening between the grandstand and the Michael Long Centre. And so an opportunity missed. 13 points the lead to the Tiwi Bombers.
Play on here, play on Tiwi. Don't just kick it long down the line. Play on. No, I don't like that.
It's a big barrel.
It's just giving it straight back to Nightcliff.
Might get away with it. Still in the field of play. Good enough to keep control of the Bombers. And a clever kick to Michael Dunn around the corner. He plays on quickly, puts it out in front of Alistair Darcy. He's got bowls for company. Darcy was good at ground level, tapped to himself, wheeled around, centering ball. There is Eilert. Coming out as Braden Rioli. Wanamiri, handball. Chance here for Jeffrey Simon. Sidestepped and then thumps a long ball. Couldn't quite get the accuracy. It's away to the left for a behind.
It's going to be a player, Simons. That was very well done. Sold the candy, nearly finished off. Sign of a very good player.
Got some poise,
up-and-coming player in there.
Oh, yeah.
I think I like talking premierships. I like using the P word, and I think if he can go to another level in the final series, it'll put him a long way.
Big bandage on his right knee. Hopefully that's more precautionary. Garnham at the back of the pack for the Tigers has stripped of the footy. Cantilla handball to himself. Garnham did well to keep the pressure on though. Cantilla still going. Great one-on-one contest. Garnham lays a strong tackle. Umpire comes in and says, "I'll have it," because Cantilla couldn't get rid of the footy. The blonde locks of Marley McGregor up against Howe. Only as far as Philo, who hooks the kick around. Wanamiri props, holds his ground, but he's shepherding the ball away from Eilert. Play on the call, the quick one. Wills received from Bowles. Wills steps back inside, gives to Jermaine Hurd. Hurd's kick towards centre half forward. Holt Fitz! Oh, how did he do that? It was a wonderfully weighted ball in the end. 2 Tiwi Bombers around it. Holt Fitz came up with it, and from 50 metres, bombs long in towards the pocket. Moo runs back and takes the mark inside the field of play. No, out of bounds on the full. Didn't quite keep it in. Xavier Grant will take the kick for the Bombers. Left back pocket. Michael Long, centre end of TIO Stadium. 11 minutes gone in the second quarter. Bombers lead by 14 points. Baird's long kick. Simon, the leaping Simon, got hands to it, couldn't bring it down. Slick hands by Wilson to Drogomola, in towards the pocket. Melville's strength, beaten to it on that occasion. And the Bombers will come up with it, and the kick comes out towards Simon. He's got a prop. Garnham comes at him. Simon holds his ground and takes a very good mark. Just defensive side of the wing. Grandstand side. Kick off the side of the boot. Darcy, Harley Purantatameri, Cantilla, Bowles handball to Wilson was good. Wilson's handball to Brain, to Garnham. Back to Jermaine Hurd. He pokes a little kick. 3 Bombers, 1 Tiger, and Winter Irving does superbly to bring it to ground into the path of Wills. Wills, can he pick it up? He's got a much bigger lumbering man chasing him in Lachlan Howe. Howe does pretty well, and I think you'd call that a draw. But Winter Irving did very well to keep the ball in the forward half of the ground for Nightcliff up against 3 Tiwi Bombers.
He's done well. Philip Will's been a little bit quiet so far today, and they haven't used Cameron Eilert in the middle at all either.
Well, that's a very interesting decision there. I would have thought if it was going to go anyway, it might have gone against Drogomulla, but he's come up with a free kick. He's 60 from goal. Centering ball, Winter Irving's got the sit. Well done by Dunn, and Dunn comes up with the ball for the Bombers. The bouncing ball towards centre half back. Charging on it, though, is Hagan, who's been good, and he sends the kick out towards half forward and finds Eilert. Eilert 80 from goal. Oh, they're everywhere, the Tigers, I should say. Got control of the footy. On goal, Holt Fitz from 30 metres. Tight angle, drills it. Oh, he's a good player. He's got his second of this quarter, in fact. And the Tigers bring the margin back to 8 points.
I think you called it there. Hagan and Holt Fitz, I think, are single-handedly keeping Nightcliff in this game at the moment, which is a good sign. Usually you're talking Folo, Eyelet, Wills. It's good that that others are stepping up. It's a good sign for your footy club.
Cheney medalist from last season, Holt Fitz.
Yeah, he can play a bit, don't worry about that. And I nearly reckon he's your number one guy you've got to shut down.
And plays well in big games.
Against Nightcliff, the two I'd go pretty hard at would be Holt Fitz and Hagan, because I reckon they're their goal kickers. I don't reckon they get that many goals from their big guys. It's usually through those two that set it up at ground level. So I'd be really getting my matchups really well defensively against those two.
Jeffrey Simon.
Hagan's playing on the wing today.
Jeffrey Simon's gone to the middle line lining up against Philo. Zach Brain had to reach around Tungatulum, who tried to slap it forward to Darcy and Tipping Woody. Didn't reach them. Hacked kick out towards the wing. Howe gets there first. Oh, big tackle on a big man, and the ball is dropped. Play on the call. And the ball's not coming out of that contest. Was it Hagan laying the tackle? It was a wonderful tackle.
It takes a lot of work to bring down a big ruckman.
Howe's tap. Wilson's been terrific. Up towards half forward. Big fly. Numbers with the Tigers across half forward. 60 from goal. Wills back in board to Hurd. Hurd sweeping the ball to Winter Irving. Wants his third. About to be dragged down. Got his handball away. Quick snap on goal. Comes from Evans and he dribbles it through. That's all Tigers. They're back within 2 points at the 14-minute mark of the second quarter. 5-4 plays 5-2.
Sign of a good side. I reckon Nightcliff, I reckon Tiwi kicked another goal, it was nearly game over. So to get back even, we're now got a ball game. Tiwi were just on fire, and to poise and then kick three quick goals shows they're a football club that can play a bit.
They've just regained possession and gone back to the Nightcliff that we've seen for all season, really, where it's just one-on-one, clean. I think Wally used the word last week that clinical. When the Tigers are on, they just put on a clinic, and that's what they've gone back to in the last 10 minutes.
Maddie called it earlier. This was the quarter that Nightcliff really stole a march last week against Southern Districts after trailing at quarter time. Can the Bombers keep their noses in front? They still lead by 2 points.
Anyone from Tiwi can pick this bloke up?
Hagan again. Oh, he's turned it over to Jakura. Had time to drop the mark and play on. Now it opens up for them. Scooped up by Tungatulum, runs to 55, chopped down. Darcy will get there first, keeps it in. And then well done by Paris to smother the ball away. It ricochets to Eyelet, steps around Monagatti, back to Paris. Paris from right half back, kicks up to the wing. Dunn is there with Wills, and they see it out of bounds.
I reckon they've done well, Nightcliff defence in this comeback as well. They have got, Tiwi has still got a lot of forward entries, and they've been repelled off half back there. So Nightcliff's defence has done pretty well there, or this quarter.
Last 3 goals to Nightcliff. Well done by Wilson. Dunn, inboard to Cantilla. Had a bit of a look, but did well, controls the footy. To himself, has got Jeffrey Simon. If he wants him, will go himself from 40 metres. Running back with a flight is Harley Purantatameri, and maybe in the end a bit more could have been made of that by the Bombers. He was a little off balance running inside 50. Had time to give it to Simon, who was steadier on his feet, but opted to go himself in a missed opportunity.
Nightcliff have gone to Cameron Eyelet by himself, but they've got absolutely no one down this wing whatsoever. They had no one to go to. I know Cameron was free, but all the Nightcliff was on the Morris Rioli side of the oval.
Oh, the mark dropped by Jakura. Slips and Philo will scoop it up and kick it inside attacking 50. Sean Wilson's drifted forward. Jason Purantatameri does pretty well. He's got 2 to beat. Purantatameri fights on. Holt Fitz likes his chances for another one. Squeezes the handball out. Still going at it in the Melbourne direction. Can he squeeze it back to Holt Fitz? Coming in strongly the other way was Baird. Comes up there to Babui. Back to Purantatameri. Throw. And it'll be a free kick to Nightcliff.
Wow.
They seem to have control of it in the last line, but the infringement will come up with guess who? Liam Holt Fitz for his 3rd goal. All in this quarter, and for the Tigers to hit the front.
Warning to opposition sides, if you want to go anywhere in March, you've got to cut this bloke down. He's just on fire this season. Just going back to Folo, just his metres gained as well. Like they turned the boot footy over Tiwi, and just a long, deep entry. Just His metres gained are absolutely elite.
Hold fits for goal number 3. I've seen Dakura drop 2 marks in the last 5 minutes. And this one, they'll be made to pay, you would think. There goes Holt Fitz, started at left, swings through the middle, and the Tigers have hit the front at the 18-minute mark of the second quarter. 6-2 plays 5-5.
Yeah, I reckon Hagan and Holt Fitz being the architects of getting them back into this game. So, good tackle, just shows you've got good defensive pressure as well. But, yeah, they've done very well. And Follow as well, I'll talk about his metres gained are the best in the comp.
Last 4 goals to Nightcliff. The Bombers got what it takes to come back. A loss today opens the door for the Buffaloes to grab 3rd spot. Up it goes again. Montegatti and Marley McGregor, who's fought on valiantly. Tungatulum sidesteps Hagan, then can't control the bounce, eventually comes up with it and spears the ball to Darcy. Reaching around Peris with the spoil was good. Darcy goes to ground, Peris holds his feet, slaps it backwards in the Braden Rioli direction. Darcy fights on hard. Harley Purantatamiri up against Bowles. Kick was smothered. Coming in towards centre half forward. Gickus comes one way, Darcy the other. Tunnel ball, looking for a teammate there, and Heenan couldn't find his target. Gickus fights on hard, close to the boundary line. Rioli somehow got it around his teammate Purantatamiri, but Zach Brain comes up with a foot. He gives to Philo, gives to Bowles from left half back. Bowles kicks up towards the wing. On the bounce comes Liam Evans. He can't control it. It goes out of bounds.
Gee, that was brave by Gickus before he came charging in and probably saved a Tiwi Bombers goal.
I just reckon again, Nightcliff's defence. They're under the pump there. They've got a defensive 50 rebound. Really well done.
Howe and McGregor. Howe taps behind him, wanted Cantilla. Garnham was good, put his body on the line. Garnham comes up with it again, sweeps the handball out to Hagan. Coming to meet him was Kurt Dunn, up towards half forward. Evans, toe poke. Michael Dunn turns it over, and Garnham has tracked it all the way from half-back to full forward. Kicks it down the throat of Purantatamiri, spills the mark. Melville brilliantly tackled, threw the ball away. Free kick to Jason Purantatamiri. Kick over the top to Dunn. They can break down the outer side. Long ball looking for Cruz. Marks on his chest. Can gallop. No one's coming at him. They're more intent on marking the players further up the ground. Had time to have a wonky bounce. Comes back to him now and kicks the ball. Jakura, hold this mark, Nathan. And he does. Inside attacking 50.
I don't know if he's 31 years of age, the ex-Geelong and Footscray or Western Bulldogs player. I don't know if he can make this distance. Look for a pass here.
To restore the lead to the Tiwi Bombers. They've conceded the last 4 to Nightcliff.
Motameri. No,
half post high, I reckon, Rick. He'll just cross 50. Key component of the Bombers, Nathan Jakura. Always back Ricky Nolan. He knows his footy, and the kick into the left forward pocket.
In his day, I reckon. I just reckon his hamstrings, he's done a few this year. I just don't think he's quite got the penetration he used to have.
Sean Wilson's been good. To Brain. Oh, well smothered by Howe, the big ruckman. And don't you love the skills around the corner to Darcy? Wilson, though, worried him out of the footy. Zach Brain's handball missed its target in Bowles, and it goes out of bounds. The Bombers get another chance in the right forward pocket.
Well done by Howe. I just worry about Howe. I just can't see how he's going to qualify for finals.
I think this is his 4th today, Rick. So I'm pretty sure he's played 3.
All right.
So as long as he's
got to play 6. The next 2 then to qualify, or he might have played for Tracy Village. I know Jared Waite is playing on the back oval right now for St Mary's. He's injured and he's flown all the way up. He's got bad blisters. He's playing in the Div 1. So in the NTFL, I'll let you go, Rob.
So great defence here by Nightcliff. The pressure was excellent though from Wanamiri. Draws the free kick. In fact, it might be Harley Purantatamiri who's come up with it. The Bombers now get a chance to restore their lead that they've had for most of this match.
Yeah, Northern Territory football, you must play 6 games to qualify, a bit different to any other league in Australia.
Purantatamiri for his 2nd goal of the afternoon. Pokes at it and squeezes it through. Bombers return to the lead. 6-5-41. Nightcliff 6-2, 38, 22 minutes gone, second quarter.
Not a bad game of footy, is it? You're just in a bit of junk time here. What will happen? But yeah, just got caught dropping the ball here. Well done, Harley. I like Tiwi's coaching. Shuffle. I've never seen Harley's usually playing in the back pocket, playing him on ball. He's played pretty well. So Try some players in different positions going into finals. Very good coaching. Nightcliff are doing the same as well. Not once have they gone to Cameron Islet in the middle. I really reckon they're having a look at a lot of players today. I reckon they'll look back selection come finals. They'll be looking at this game, not smashing an underdone St Mary's side by 100 points. I reckon this will be the game.
Yep.
When they pick their final side, they'll be looking at this game here.
Yep.
McGregor, Monagatti, Wilson having a turn in the middle now for Nightcliff. McGregor comes up with a footy, handball over the top, only as far as Monagatti, but McGregor was wonderfully brave to run back and lay a strong tackle. Couldn't quite force the turnover. Harley Purantatameri comes up with a footy, pretty wonky handball, only as far as Gickus. Scooped up beautifully though by Tippingwoody. Onto the left boot, hooks the kick around, wonderful ball. Crashed from behind by Perez, but gave away the free kick on Jeffrey Simon. He almost did enough to hold the mark.
He spread better than the Nightcliff on ball was. Simon, he spread really well. God, the crowd's getting vocal, aren't they?
Kicks in the Howe direction. Harley Purantatameri sets himself. Oh, he's done enough to take the mark he has. In the right forward pocket, Harley Purantatameri a chance for his third goal, close to half-time. He throws the ball away long in front of himself to set himself on this tough shot from the boundary line, 30 metres out.
Just a coaching masterstroke. They've just unearthed another midfielder. So, yeah, that's good coaching.
For a 9-point lead, close to half-time. Round 16, first versus third. Goes
Rocco.
The short pass to Tangatalam.
So the most unbelievable thing there, Rocco was 5 metres clear. He ignored the lead. Rocco stopped leading, and then he passed it to him. and Rocco wasn't expecting it.
That's why I
and
thought the mark was so good. It's a really leap in the air to get that one.
He's led. He's 5 metres clear. He stopped leading. He put his head down, and then Harley kicked it to him.
Tangatalam to join, and Wanamiri and Harley Purantatameri as multiple goal scorers for the Tiwi Bombers. Slams it through, one of the most elegant right foot kicks you'll see anywhere in Australia. And the Bombers get their 7th and a lead by 9 points.
He was finished leading.
That's great. That dive, though, it's beautiful. Take that to the diving in the Olympics.
Well,
and not like a boomerang, we're watching it back and forth.
Weathered the storm, Ricky, the Bombers.
Yeah, they have. Good game. You know the Bombers are going to kick those, they're going to go and kick 3 or 4 in a row. It's how the opposition, it's not so much stopping Nightcliff, although I know Tiwi have done well, but this is what impresses me, when Tiwi are hard to stop when they're up and about like that.
Can't be long to go in this quarter. It's been 4 goals apiece, in fact, this term. And it's a Bombers free kicker. They've got time to squeeze one more. Jakura. Oh, back to Montgomery.
He was asking for it, then he stopped asking for it, and he got given it.
Jakura kicks towards half forward. Well done by Nathan Brown. Strong attack on the footy as always. Braden Rioli did well to smother the handball. Tangatalam shrugs Brown, who's down with a shoulder injury. Kicks in towards the pocket. Howe in front. Over the top brain, just as it was leaking to the back of the pack. And Wanamiri, it goes out of bounds. Brown's okay by the looks of it. It's half-time here in a thriller. Tiwi 7-5-47. Lead Nightcliff by 9 points, 6-2-38.
You are one of almost 140,000 people living in an area at risk of being affected by a cyclone this wet season. In your cyclone kit, you will need a battery-operated radio and torch with spare batteries, enough food and at least 10 litres of water per person to sustain you and your family for 72 hours or more. Remember, all important documentation such as passports, photos and insurance policies should be kept in a safe and waterproof place. Be prepared this wet season. Brought to you by TIO.
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be 0.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
1300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks. I don't know.
It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce. Coffee white with 1 bun with icing. No pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Kennard's make your job easy.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
Looking for the best and brightest to join your team? At Quality People, we specialise in finding quality, hard-to-get professionals, and we have an office right here in Darwin. Kick your recruitment goals with Quality People. qualitypeople.com.au.
Now that's quality.
On Territory roads, anything can happen. So you need to drive to the conditions. Speeding can get you into all sorts of trouble. Dirt roads aren't just dusty. When it's hard to see, they're dangerous. At water crossings, remember, you're driving a motor car, not a boat. High water can be deep trouble.
We're here for when the heavens open and the winds howl. We're here for when the water just won't stop. We're here for the wet and we're here for the dry. We're here because we know there's nowhere else you'd rather be.
And there's nowhere else we'd rather be either. TIO Home Insurance. We're for Territorians.
Choosing a health fund can be tricky. Some are too big, too small, or just not right at all. But with Territory Health Fund, you can make sure your cover is the right fit.
The NTFL clubs and umpires would like to share the following events and messages and thank their sponsors.
Getting my hands on the footy and just being with my mates.
I like being outdoors. It just makes me happy. I don't like it when I get yelled at.
It's pretty embarrassing when someone's shouting at you halfway through the game.
It makes me feel like I'm useless and I can't do anything.
We're just kids.
We're just here to have fun.
Let us do what we love.
Just let kids be kids.
Get your panties, I'll go home and get my panties, and away we'll go. Oh, shuffle up the buffle, shuffle up the buffalo. Oh.
Wedding or birthday is coming up? Maybe a get-together with friends and family. Waratah Clubhouse at Gardens Oval is the perfect venue for your next community function. Celebrate in the home to one of Darwin's iconic football clubs, Waratah Clubhouse.
For more information, please visit the relevant club or umpire's Facebook page.
Split off into two groups. They're going to make their way up here, and they've got to be able to kick it through the cones here on the side. Now, each of the cones is worth a certain amount of points. So we've got our white cones, which is the easy ones. Then we've got the yellow, that's a little bit harder and worth 1 more point. And then we've got our snaps. They are the orange cones, which are located on either side of the goalpost. Now, you can pick your side, and we'll go from there. Let's give a round of applause for the guys today who've come out to help us. All right, so they're just doing some last-minute strategy planning here, both of the teams. So they'll have 3 minutes to collect as many cones as possible. Now, they can only collect that cone if they get it through the goals. We have Shaya over here at the airport end. She will let them know if they've kicked a goal. And we have Gav over here on the NTFL end who will let them know if they've secured a goal. A reminder to teams, you have to pick up that cone to ensure you get the point. And make sure you get it when you kick the goal. We have 3 minutes and your time starts now. Oh, and that right there on the airport end is the first goal there. Make sure he gets that cone. Oh, and that's a goal at the NTFL end. Let's give a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. All right, that's 30 seconds already gone. We've got a run up and a kick. Oh, it's pretty to watch dribbles through. Oh, he's gone for a medium. What's the call? That's paid off. Make sure you get the cone. He's gone for the easy kick. Is he? Oh, and how embarrassing. It's failed. We've gone for a medium here, and it's paid off and nearly got We've got to run up, we've got to run up. He's gone for an easy. Cheeky left boot snap. Oh, pretty to watch. Oh, another beautiful snap there. Make sure you collect your coins. We have a minute left. That's all, 1 minute. And we still have our snaps there, folks. Remember, that's an easy couple of extra points there. Oh, beautiful. What is that one, Gab? Oh, pretty to watch. Make sure you grab that code. A reminder to teams, we still have the orange cones, which are worth extra points. Go for the snap if you think you can do it. We have 20 seconds left. If we can get the teams to tally up how many they have, as a reminder, an orange cone is worth 3 points, a yellow is worth 2, and a white is worth 1. All right, so we have a 9 on the NTFL end. Let's see what the airport end has. Ladies and gentlemen, for the airport end team. That is a demolition if I've ever seen one. Sorry, NTFL end. Ladies and gentlemen, nice round of applause. Thank you to our volunteers. They've secured themselves a lovely canteen voucher. All right, for those who don't know, the Australian Defence Force is one of the world's leading military organisations, and with the Army Reserves all over Australia, including 2 units in Darwin, you can choose from a range of part-time roles or with tax-free pay. It's a great opportunity to gain new skills with flexibility to work around you, not to mention a great way to meet new people. Get on board and fulfil key defensive roles as well as providing a range of peacetime services. You can join a diverse and supportive workplace and achieve your true potential. Not to mention the excellent salary packages, travel the world, you receive world-class training, every day is different. Find your ideal role in the Australian Defence Force, visit Defence Jobs website or call 13 19 01 today. It was a tough contest there in the second half with a couple of early goals from Tiwi that allowed them to get away, but Nightcliff come back firing in the second half of that quarter. Let's see what happens in this next half of footy, guys.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium, where it's half-time in the round 16 clash of the Tiwi Bombers up against Nightcliff. And well, we know Tiwi Bombers have been in form, Nightcliff have been in form all season, but surprisingly it's the Tiwi Bombers with the 10-point lead at half-time, 7-6-48 to Nightcliff 6-38. Ricky Nolan back for his first game for 2020, and Rob Cross taking us through the play. And Ricky, well, a first exciting half of footy.
Yeah, very good game. I thought going in, I thought Tiwi had, like Nightcliff, both sides actually have only gone with one fly in each, so I'm not saying, but I thought Tiwi probably a little bit more full strength than what Nightcliff going in, so I thought we had a game on our hands, and we certainly have. And Tiwi are around the money, don't worry about that. I think they're right in the hunt for a premiership this year. Obviously, Nightcliff are well and truly favourites, but and there's still the other sides can do it as well. But yeah, they're playing good footy, Tiwi, and they've got to be watched come March.
Bit of a blow, though, today, Matty. We haven't seen Lachlan Howe return to the field. Only 3 players are coming to the bench. And so Howe, who had a very good first half, including one wonderful tap down the throat of a teammate, Adam Tippenwoody, to kick a brilliant goal in the deep in the forward line from a ball up. But that will be a big loss because it's really tested Nightcliff today, having the 2 big ruckmen, Monagatti and Howe, and it's been one of the advantages the Tiwi Bombers have had today. So just 3 on the bench, it seems. No sign of Lachlan Howe. And Kane Riley is one player that Nightcliff have been missing today. He was excellent last week. He's had a superb season across the half-back line for the Tigers. He's got a tight hamstring, so the Tigers have decided not to risk it. 6 changes from last week's team, so they're mixing and matching as they build towards the finals. They've locked in top spot on the ladder. The players like Hurd, Marley McGregor, Christos Gikas, all still eligible for under 18. So good opportunity to build that depth, Ricky, of this great Tigers club.
Yeah, haven't played Cameron Islet in the middle at all today, but I can see he's about to start there right now, and they're going in with their dream team, as I said. 3 Nichols medalists. I think it's the only time in 105 years of NTFL history that would have ever happened. So we'll see how they go in the second half. But I reckon it's good coaching. Let some others do the work, keep Cameron up forward. I reckon it's good.
Lachlan Howe has made his way to the bench. Will we see him in the second half? Monagatti takes on the ruck works. Kyle Winter-Irving's had a great first half up on the forward line, having his turn in the ruck. Tungatulum throws ball onto boot. He travels a couple of metres. We'll have another go at it. He's got a bit of space onto the left boot. Kicks up towards centre half forward. Out comes Wanamiri. Zach Brain was superior. Pace controls the footy well. Dishes off to Bowles. Back to Brain. Falls off his hands, but Brain's got time to gather. Cantilla comes at him. Onto the left boot up towards Melville. Bounces off his chest. Scoops it up. Centering ball back into Wills. Wills sweeps the handball poorly back to Winter-Irving. Allows Jakura to come at Winter-Irving. Falls to ground. Back to Cantilla. His kick out towards the wings. Brilliant to Harley Puruntatameri. What a great kick. Puruntatameri, low ball is superb. Darcy marks. He plays onto Mankara. He's in the left forward pocket. Centering ball is wonderful. And the Bombers get a chance to line up for the first goal of the third quarter. They lead by 9 points and a chance for their 8th.
The groundsman doesn't have to come to work on Monday because that kick of Dion Mankara's has cut the grass. God, there was a good kick for the foot. And just his vision, you know, he could have had a shot, looked up and found Dunn directly in front.
Kurt Dunn from 30 metres ambles in and kicks it across to the right. We've seen it happen a few times today, missing to that side. Opportunity miss. The margin is 10 points to the Bombers. Bowles wastes no time, thumps it long. And the mark is taken out there by Hagan, who has had a tremendous first half. Has the ball knocked away, but has the toe to get onto the business. Kick intercepted. Juggling mark is excellent. Jason Purantatameri, a long way up from full-back. Kicks up towards half-forward. Bombers starting brightly this quarter, as they did the second. Harley Purantatameri got in the way of Darcy, but takes the mark. He just cut across the leading forward. They get away with it with no injury, and the ball's still in their possession. Harley Purantatameri has kicked 2 goals. It's a tough shot, the right footer and the right forward pocket. 45 from goal, 2 metres in from the boundary line. Looks pretty determined. Sets it up, won't have the distance. Wanamiri in a pack. Comes to Heenan, squeezes it back to Wanamiri, sold some candy, and then drops the footy. Comes back to Cantilla. Has he got time to throw boot to ball? He shrugs a tackle, balks, twists and weaves. Comes to Wilson of Nightcliff, now to Philo, and Philo will clear the danger area of the tumbling torpedo. Moo got away from Michael Dunn. Michael Dunn pushes Moo off the footy. Moo wouldn't be budged, falls to ground, bounces back to his feet, back to Garnham. Garnham went to dummy the handball, kicks to Melville instead, going past Holt Fitz. Melville goes longer up towards Bricknell. Bricknell and Dunn. Dunn in front. In fact, it's Cruz. Handballs to himself. Bricknell brings him down without the footy, and Cruz will win a free kick in the last line of defence. David Cruz, ex-Wanderer. Left back pocket, airport end of TIO Stadium. 3 minutes gone, third quarter. Michael Dunn marks and plays on. Sweeps it out to Dion Montcara. And the kick is intercepted by Wilson. Inside the centre square. To Philo on the bounce, went sidewards. He has got a big boot on him from 60. Melville couldn't take the mark. Out comes Evans, can throw the ball onto his boot. Quick snap, Evans gets it. Well played by Nightcliff. There's a pretty open forward line, and Nightcliff get their 7th, and the margin's just 4 points. 4 minutes gone, third quarter.
This didn't put a real lot of pressure on Brody Atkins. On Philo, sorry. Brody Atkins used to play for Sturt, won a McGarry medal. So Brody Philo, they didn't put pressure on him. He goes with a deep entry, and this is not switched on here, Tiwi. Not real good ground coverage. And he turns around and kicks the goal.
Came about from a most unusual Montcara kick.
Liam Evans plays for Nathaniel. I think it's pronounced in the Murray League. They've won 5 flags in a row, so he knows how to win a grand final.
Big leap from Winter Irving.
Nathalia, I think.
Nathalia, that's it.
Yeah.
Dion Montcara into the path of Matthew Cantilla. Beautifully weighted ball, tipping Woody. Marks in front of Jermaine Hurd. Harley Purantatameri controls it wonderfully inside the boundary line. Scoops it up. He's 40 from goal. Harley for his third. Harley for his third! Oh, what a brilliant goal! He kept it in superbly, got away from the defender and swung around on his right boot and curled it through for the quick reply to the Bombers. They're back to a 10-point lead.
I mean, he's probably been Tiwi's best player. Harley's played really well today, I thought. So, known as a defender, good coaching. They've put him up forward and through the midfield. He's done really well. Alistair Darcy's another one the Tiwi coaching staff have thrown around. He's always been a defender, and this season they're playing him up forward as well. So I like the coaching of both coaches today. They're really trying things going into the final. You've got to try them now. You can't try them really a lot in finals time, so it's good.
Lachlan Howe, the giant ruckman, back on the ground for the Tiwi Bombers in the goal square on the forward line. Monagatti leaps higher than McGregor, won the tap. Eilert taken off the footy. Going for the Bombers, Jakura superb, gave to Heenan, Paddy Heenan for 2 in 20 seconds. Away to the right, and they're behind only, margin 11 points to the Bombers.
Interesting, they haven't gone with Hugo Drogmola as their first choice ruckman in the second half. So I reckon he needs to come out here now and play some really good footy.
Long ball by Zach Brain. Evans in front position, up against Baird, socket off the ground, Bricknell, handball to himself to try and get around Cruz. Boundary line looms, out it goes 50 metres around from the Tigers' goal, kick into the airport end in the third quarter.
I reckon Nightcliff, there's no way known that they can play Butcher, Sharp, Melville, Drogmola, Miles, and one other.
Evans.
And Evans. There's no way they can play them all on the same side. The problem is two at least would have to miss out of that, especially if they're playing against Tiwi.
Cruz from half back in the Howe direction. Harris right behind him.
Well, that's going to be some tough conversations that Nightcliff are going to have over the next few weeks, Ricky, is that they've got a superb squad both on and off the field at the moment.
Yeah, I don't call them tough, I call them healthy.
Bombers led by 7 points at quarter time, 9 points at half time, 7 minutes gone third quarter. They lead by 11 points over the reigning premiers and top of the table, Nightcliff. Free kick going to the Bombers to Heenan.
Go, Paddy, with it.
Low kick just comes off. Down the throat of Jakura. Oh, a little nudge. Late from Wilson. Jakura played for it. No 50. Into the path of Tipping Woody. Too tall. Brown coming the other way. Meets it. Just held up by Tipping Woody in a good tackle. It's still at half forward for the Bombers. Hands and knees. Papungamiri comes to Arnold of Nightcliff. Kicks high towards half forward. Cruz has front spot. Out he comes and marks.
Well done by Nathan Brown then. He left Rocco and intercepted that ball. If he hadn't have done that, Tipping Woody was away at him. Don't like that kick from Tiwi. That's what I'm talking about. Just they can't do it.
Monagatti, Munkara onto the left boot, and a horrible kick. Dion Munkara. I reckon that's at least 2, if not 3 kicks this quarter, which are most Dion Munkara-like.
Gets a lot of the footy. He's going to do a few shockers now and then. Then earlier on, he's done that grass cutter to set up the near goal as well.
He had a right boot, could have just strolled in and kicked it, but he's wanted his left and kicked across the face of goal. Howe, Heenan. Maybe still a chance, Bombers. Tigers get back in numbers. Bowles high kick out towards the wing. Farmer marks for the Bombers between wing and half forward, outer side of TIO Stadium. Farmer's low pass isn't too bad. Darcy at the stretch, couldn't take the mark to Islet of the Tigers. Finds Moo inside the centre square, defensive side of the circles. Flares it out wide back to Islet, who made space at half back. A couple of metres in from the boundary line. Defensive side of the wing, near the scoreboard. Picks off Marley McGregor in the middle. Slow build by Nightcliff, trailing by 11 points, 9 minutes gone third quarter. Kicks to half forward in front, Arnold. Knocked away from behind by Simon. Jason Purantatameri in game 151. We're calling it game 150. Islet comes the other way. Mops up, taken down in a tackle. Spills to the Bombers. To Heenan again. He's having a terrific third quarter. Paddy Heenan kicks towards centre half forward. Darcy back with a flight. Darcy 1 grab 2-3. Beats McGregor and marks. On the paint of 50, out at right half forward.
They've got good numbers back behind the ball footy, Nightcliff there. They've forced him into a slow play. Well done.
Darcy sets it up. Howe is there, so's Tungatulum. Big spoil over the top, spills to Wanamiri. Bounces just the wrong side of the major upright, looking for his third goal. He stays on 2. The margin goes out to 12 points, 8-8 to 7-2. Bombers lead the Tigers.
And the Bowles done the right thing. He halved the contest then, but they just had ground coverage. You just got to watch that. Austin usually can make you hurt in that decision. Bowles can play on here. The rules have changed.
And he does, on his trusty left boot. And spots up Arnold superbly. 60-metre kick. Jasper Brain spread further forward. Gickus drops the chest mark and is able to handball to McGregor at half back. Wants Evans. Spoiled away. Tipping Woody. In fact, it was Drugamulla. Tipping Woody. Back to Baird. Ball's getting slippery. Pressure's coming. Oh, wonderful play. Holt Fitz chopped it down. The pass to Islet. 1 grab 2. Went to ground. Couldn't control it. Farmer all over him. Holds him up in a tackle. And the umpire will call it a ball up. Right forward pocket for the Tigers. How good was Holt Fitz?
Yep.
Cameron, I think, Sony claimed that, but the ball wasn't spinning it real well. They're very hard to mark.
Big leap by Monagatti. Done for the Bombers. Baird, Babui. Good kick to Jeffrey Simon across the face of goal with the vacant spaces of the outer side. And away goes Jeffrey Simon. Wilson's pretty toey as well. Keeps him corralled. The kick up there towards Dunn. Kurt Dunn cleverly tapped it to himself, but Garner was up to the task with the tackle and holds them up, but it comes back to him. Chance here still for Darcy. Inboard to Jakuri's 40 from goal. Wants to go himself. Has he got the carry on the kick? Yes, he has. Great play by the Bombers. They get their 9th, and the margin is 18 points. 11 and a half minutes gone, third quarter.
And Tiwi the young players, they've got a little bit of future. Kurt Dunn then, absolutely terrific. He's showing something as well. Look at this here. You need the bowls need to take him out there, just bodyline him, take his body. But he looks like he's got something as well. So you got him, you got Simon, they've got another young...
Matthew Cantilla.
And Cantilla, that I reckon have been absolutely awesome today. So the future is very strong for the Tiwi Football Club. And they're getting good time in the game, in the midfield. They're not just being played in a back pocket or a forward pocket. The coaching staff are using them and letting them develop. And yeah, they're coming along very nicely.
They got a 3-goal break on the Tigers in the second quarter. The Tigers grabbed the lead back before the Bombers turned to the ascendancy late in the second quarter. And a little spurt here by the Bombers have seen them take an 18-point lead. Dion Moncara takes the pass from Harley Purantatameri and spears it down the throat of Monaghetti, who can't take the mark because wonderful play by Peris to spoil it away. Overrunning it was Howe. The big man couldn't reach down. And it's a free kick against Monaghetti. Peris just wants to remonstrate a little bit. I don't think there was too much malice in it. Philo comes up with a kick at half back. Kicks out in the Winter Irving direction. Moncara read it best, came over the back and then centering ball back in towards the wing. Jeffrey Simon, who's been good this term, marks, calls for Monaghetti. It comes out on the lead, drops the mark. Arnold of Nightcliff to Philo, just throws the ball onto his boot, back towards the wing. Winter Irving, bigger body, well done by Jeffrey Simon to spoil away. Holt Fitz, best on ground, kicks up towards half forward. Out comes Evans, can't quite get to the drop of the footy. Baird there right beside him. Baird sockets to himself, still going Rodney Baird. Wants the handball back towards a teammate. Holt Fitz sweats on the footy, comes to Farmer. Comes to Grant of the Tiwi Bombers, tied up right on 50. The umpire sweating on it. He's going to come in and say it's my ball. He had a good look, didn't he?
I think that Holt Fitz come finals. I know this sounds silly, but you put an Ash Hams on him. You know, I know he's quick, but Hams is just so smart in the brain. You know, just bumper bone. Iggy Velojo is a player that I would play on Holt Fitz.
Advantage paid here. Away goes Tungatulum. Several bounces through the middle. Clever kick on the left boot. Out of the path of Tipping Woody. It's ended up going backwards a little bit. It may have favoured Nightcliff after all that. Perhaps trying to be a little bit too clever. Tipping Woody's toey though. Inboard it comes to Papungamiri. Side steps. Papungamiri short pass wanting Rocco. Tungatulum marks 45 out directly in front.
They're going back. Sometimes that older player that just knows what to do, and Hams has played in defence. I saw him playing a state game for the Waffle one day. His best on ground as a halfback flanker. Would you put him on a Holt Fitz just to shut him down and with a few ear massages and just let him use his experience against him? So something for Tiwi to think about.
Not much seems to shake him though, Rick. Rocco for a 4-goal lead to the Bombers. And again, it drifts away to that right-hand side. The margin is out to 19 points, 9-9 to 7-2.
I must reckon Tungatulum's better on the run than a set shot.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Bowles. Again favouring the Morris Riola grandstand side. Wanted Evans. It was knocked away by Cantilla into the path of Moncara on the bounce to Wanamiri. The look away handball over the top to Jakura. Outside of the boot. Running back is Heenan. He's courageous every single day. But he couldn't complete the mark. It would have been a ripper. You knew he wasn't going to shirk that one. He got it on his chest. It bounced off. Garnham. He's been good. Out to Philo. Philo's kick superb. Peris can have a bounce. In fact, it's Evans. Evans, 80 from goal. Horrible kick. Into the forward pocket. It'll bounce and sit and favour the Bombers. Baird coming at him is Eilert. Jason Purantatameri. Watch out! Big hit by Dragamula. Play on the call. He's going to win a free kick.
Evans mustn't like Cameron Eilert. To kick the ball like that, you've got Cameron Eilert in a one-on-one and he just kicks it to his disadvantaged side.
Xavier Grant for the Bombers. Down the wing. Arnold. Rioli, Jermaine Hurd gives to Wills. Tigers going forward. Wilson marks, receiving from his former Buffaloes teammate inside 50. Plays on quickly, superbly. Evans runs into space and he'll shoot 35 out directly in front to stem this Tiwi flow.
Just going back to the Patrick Heenan one that you spoke about, it was unbelievable courage. That really, most people will have a little bit of a look. He didn't look at all then, but Patrick Heenan, really, really well done. When you're the captain of the footy club, it just goes through your club when your captain's doing that sort of stuff.
Love him. He's a star. Evans directly in front. Kicks on goal. Kicks a goal. He's pretty accurate, Liam Evans. He gets his third of the afternoon, keeps the Tigers in it, and the margin back to 13 points, 16 and a half gone third quarter.
A bit unfair of Evans. He puts that through the middle, but when he's kicking to Cameron Islet, he kicks it 40 metres to his right. So, but it's what's best for the football club, and it's good that he paid him back and kicked a goal.
You're right, though. What's going to be the final makeup of their forward line? Sharp kicks 5 last week. Butcher's not out there.
Yeah.
Evans comes in and kicks 3 with a quarter and a half to go, or a quarter and a bit to go.
I would have liked to seen Hugo Drogmola a bit more in the ruck, see how he goes. So, yeah, it's as I said, it's healthy. It's very healthy for their football club.
And of course, Winter Irving, I don't think he's missed a game all season. Has been superb.
And he's living here. You've got to look after the blokes that are living here, I believe.
Howe up against Winter Irving. 2 big bodies smash into each other in the middle. There's a hold. It's going with Tiwi's way to Tungatullum.
He's had some centre clearances, this guy. 50.
Whistle. Big chance here. Big chance for Tungatullum. 50 metres will bring him to about 30 from goal. Phil Wills asking a question. Zach Brain pointing towards Matthew Cantilla.
It's got something to do with whether he went inside the impingement zone, Brain.
What I thought, yeah.
Or he went too close to the umpire.
His last shot drifted away to the right from a similar location. Aimed to the left goalpost, Rocco. Can he make the margin? 19 points. Tungatullum, I think he's done exactly that. No, he hasn't. It has swung away to the right again. Another behind, some missed opportunities. We saw this, didn't we, last week, Matty, when the Farah brothers missed 3 chances in the third quarter to perhaps give Districts the lead. They weren't able to do so. And it was all Nightcliff in the end. Done mark so to send the Bombers back into attack. Was taken over the mark. Another 50. No.
Good umpiring. Good umpiring.
Dunn sends it out wide. Ball spilled.
2v1 here.
Is that a throw? No, allowed to get away with it.
Good effort by Hagan, though.
Babui, 80 from goal. Spoiled away by Brown. Still going. Slick handball. Philo. Hagan again. Dummy the handball, then sends it forward. Out comes Evans, vacant square, goes long, he's got 3. It'll bounce near the square, it'll bounce through for a goal! 4 goals to Liam Evans, and the margin back to 8 points. Thrilling game at TIO Stadium. Top of the table, Nightcliff back in it against Bombers, who are third.
Yeah, I'd say, Tiwi, you're playing pretty good footy, and Nightcliff are still right in this game. So, shows are a good footy side. So, just when you think Tiwi are about to pull away, Nightcliff will kick a goal.
It was clever by Evans there. As soon as he got the ball, I looked up in the 50 and there was absolutely no one there for Nightcliff, but just did the right thing, sat it in the square, got the right bounce. And, well, as we keep saying, Rob, every time that Nightcliff get a goal, keeps them in it.
9-10 plays 9-2. 19 and a half minutes gone, third quarter. Darwin Buffaloes beat Palmerston last night to close within 4 points of Tiwi in third place on the ladder. Of course, they'll go back to that 2-game buffer if they can beat Nightcliff today. It's inside attacking 50. Wanamiri went without it. Tipping Woody with his pace, gets to the ball first. Couple of Tigers to beat. Holding his ground, well played by Jasper Brain. And does a good defender's job and sees it out of bounds.
If I was to have a hit on Nightcliff today, just their midfield don't rotate. They've gone with nearly the same blokes the whole time. It's going to be interesting in the last quarter. How it goes. I reckon they've won a lot of centre clearances, Tiwi, but Arnold's been in there the whole time. Folo, who's a gun, but he's had a lot of time in the midfield. Same with Philip Wills. They just haven't rotated real well through the midfield.
Hurd received from Islet. Looks for Brain. Oh, Zach Brain did well. Held his ground on Babui. Got it at the second attempt. Kicks up towards half forward. Bricknell in front. Spoiling away over the top there was Baird into the path of Holt Fitz. One-hander again. Scooped it up. Good pressure. Good shepherd came there from Bricknell, opened up the door, and the pass for Evans once more. In fact, it's Paris has dropped down to the forward line.
Played pretty well, John O'Paris, and he's kept his feet. Often he goes to ground. I reckon he's kept his feet and really bodylined the footy well today. He's a left footer and he can kick the ball a fair way.
This will bring it back to a 2-point ball game if he gets it. Seen a lot of kicks go across the face from this spot to the airport end.
Maybe he's a right footer.
And he's snuck it through for a behind. So the margin is 7 points at the 21-minute mark of the third quarter. They won't go away, the Tigers.
Terrific, Tiwi. Play on. That's what you want to do.
Babui.
Nothing to kick to.
So he goes backwards dangerously. Jakura. It's all Tigers. Melville handball over the top. Good strong tackling there. They came from Dunn and he gets the ricochet, gets ball to boot, and Cruz can mark it half back, and away go the Bombers. Out towards the wing on the bounce to Tipping Woody. Boy, can't control it. He eventually does, but closed down by Gickus. The kick comes to Jeffrey Simon, but Marley McGregor meets him out from half back. The handball back to Jasper Brain. He's kicked to Hurd through his fingers. Cruz stands his ground, comes up with a footy and will send the Bombers back into attack. The ball's not coming back, might be a bit slippery on the turf. He has time to mop it up though and kick to Howe, who marks in front of McGregor just inside the boundary line. 50 from goal, waste no time. Howe steps around McGregor as if he's Roscoe Tungatulum, kicks into it, forward and kicks a goal! Oh, lucky Howe. Brilliant goal. Started the quarter on the bench, but looks like he'll finish the quarter in style, and the margin is out to 13 points, 10-10 to 9-3.
Showing off the big fella. Very, very well done. So this bloke's played for Collingwood and Geelong in the VFL, and he was the #1 ruckman in the Ovens and Murray, a very strong Victorian Football League a few years ago. So yeah, I just hope he qualifies. By my calculations, he's only going to, if he plays the next 2 weeks, he'll only play 5 games. But if they have him and Montegetti, and Montegetti I rate very, very highly, no one's got 2 gun ruckmen like that in the competition. So, with this fleet-footed side that Tiwi have got, it will put him in a really good position coming into finals. Whale Buxton as well is another one, but I don't think he'll qualify. He's gone to Woodville, and I don't think he's played enough games. I dealt with Woodville West Torrens over the years trying to get players released for finals, and they're not a real friendly club to deal with.
Harley Purantatameri sends the Tiwi Bombers forward again. Darcy lopes out from centre half forward and steps through traffic. Got away from Bowles. Garnham, though, closes him down. Harley Purantatameri lying prone on his stomach, tried to mark it. Didn't come to him. Jasper Brain's handball. Still Harley Purantatameri. Curls the kick back inside, attacking 50. What's Howe got for us this time? Was it Montegetti? Handball by Wilson to Philo. Back to Wilson. Wasn't great, but Wilson was good enough to get away with it. Marley McGregor traps the footy, has the kick smothered by Cantilla. McGregor fights on, gives to Bowles. Handball over the head was smothered. Philo runs onto the footy. Then he shrugged Munkara, dragged down to a strong tackle. But it's got to come back, and it's going to be a free kick to the Tiwi Bombers. Jack Montegetti will take the free.
Tigers can flick a switch with their tackling when they need to, when they're under pressure.
Period is good here for the Bombers. He sends it long in the Howe direction. He's caught 3 deep. Big spoil by Garnham. A push, and it's going to the Tigers.
Yeah, it'd be interesting last quarter through the midfield with the Nightcliff. I reckon Tiwi have rotated better. So we'll see who runs the game off better. Saw it Jeffrey Simon as well, gut running down the midfield, down the middle of the ground. Got his fit. Like there's some good signs with Tiwi today. It really is.
Brown came up with a free kick, gave to Bowles. Brown's still looking a little proppy. Bowles lopes away from half back, kicks towards half forward. Winter Irving has the sit and marks 1 grab. Gives off to Brain, spears the ball. Evans again. Brain's kick has the carry and skates through for a goal from outside 50. That's a handy one. Right on 3/4 time, and the margin back to 7 points. 25 minutes gone, third term.
The 2 best metres gains players in the competition are Brodie Philo and Daniel Bowles. And you saw that kick there come from Bowles. His use of the ball is elite, and they just, that was a 60-metre kick that breaks the lines, and that's what a lot of footballers can't do. They can't break lines, and everyone ran over to the goal kicker. I'd be running over to Daniel Bowles and saying, well done.
Four goals to 3 this quarter.
They haven't tried Hugo Drogmola in the ruck once in this quarter.
Munkara runs onto it. Brain coming strongly the other way. Wilson handball to no one. Big bump by Wanamiri. Munkara to Tipping Woody. Some big Tiwi names there combining. 70 from goal, right half forward, low kick. Turned over. Down the throat of Wills. There's the siren to mark three-quarter time as the kick came out and marked by Garnham. Set for a thrilling final term. Nightcliff hanging in there. They kicked 4 goals to 3 against the Bombers, but trail by 7 points with a quarter to go.
You are one of almost 140,000 people living in an area at risk of being affected by a cyclone this wet season. In your cyclone kit, you will need a battery-operated radio and torch with spare batteries, enough food and at least 10 litres of water per person to sustain you and your family for 72 hours or more. Remember, all important documentation such as passports, photos and insurance policies should be kept in a safe and waterproof place. Be prepared this wet season. Brought to you by TIO.
Mother Nature can be frighteningly predictable in the Territory this time of year. Heavy rains and damaging winds can cause significant problems and disruption, particularly if you're unprepared, while downed power lines and flash flooding can be lethal. To ensure you're ready, visit powerwater.com.au/safety or text SAFETY to 0428 323 991 for more information. Because staying safe and ready around Mother Nature should be second nature.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Flight Centre.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
We're here for when the heavens open and the winds howl. We're here for when the water just won't stop. We're here for the wet and we're here for the dry. We're here because we know there's nowhere else you'd rather be.
And there's nowhere else we'd rather be either. TIO Home Insurance. We're for Territorians.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium, where it's three-quarter time in the round 16 clash with the Tiwi Bombers and Nightcliff, and it has been a very exciting three quarters of footy, and it's going to be an even better fourth with Nightcliff 10-3-63, Tiwi Bombers 10-10-70. Remember, Nightcliff have only lost one game this year. Matt Hepworth, Rob Cross and Ricky Nolan with Rob to take us away for a very exciting fourth quarter.
Can the Bombers make it 2 losses to the Tigers? Up went Monagatti in ruck, slapped in the Munkara direction, wants the left and finds it after twisting 360 degrees and buries a pass down Heenan's throat at centre half forward. Paddy Heenan kicks a low ball. Out comes Howe. Can't quite get to the front. Spoiled away well there. Then the curling kick from Jeffrey Simon is just across the face for a behind. Would have been a wonderful start to the final quarter by the Bombers.
Those young kids have led the way, haven't they, for Tiwi?
Nathan Brown with the footy in hand, the former Tigers skipper. Trots out of the goal square, favours the outer side. Mark drop by Winter Irving. Philo. Good battle there by Grant and Holt Fitz. Jason Purantata Mary done. Wilson's been good all day. Took the mark for the Tigers. Inside the centre square. They've got numbers on out wide. Liam Holt Fitz can kick both sides of his body. Goes onto his left boot. High pass, but it's pretty good. Mark's taken. And Liam Evans can line up for his 5th. Vacant forward line. And a momentary lapse of concentration perhaps by the Bombers opens the door to bring the game back to a 2-point margin.
His selection will be interesting, won't it? You've got Sharp, Evans, Butcher. They've got a lot of the same sort of player.
Evans for a handful from 45 metres is right across the face. It won't even carry. Melville went up, couldn't bring the ball to ground, and Melville's it goes through.
Another one, leading goal kicker. He lives here. He'd be a shoe-in that they'd go with, I would say.
Goes out of bounds, in fact. Right forward pocket for Nightcliff. Early stages, final quarter. 8-point lead to the Bombers, 71-63. Won their last 6, Tiwi. Last loss was in round 9 by 6 points to this side, the Nightcliff Tigers. Winter Irving camps under it and marks 60 from goal. Sets sail to the top of the square. Out comes Holt Fitz and marks on his chest. So that's 2 easy entries. Marks to Nightcliff players playing in front. Now the Bombers tiring. Holt Fitz for his 4th.
That's the best missed kick I've ever seen. It's hit Holt Fitz lace out on the chest. So
he looked like he was launching up for a big kick, didn't he?
How many's Holt Fitz kick?
3.
3.
30 metres out, 45-degree angle. Right forward pocket. Cheney medalist from last season. Best on ground in the grand final, Liam Holt Fitz. Another starring role today. No mistake at all. Kicks his 4th. And Nightcliff are back within 2 points. 10-11, plays 11-3.
Got a good game of football here. If I always say the best game of football you can see is when both sides kick over 100 points. So that would really be great if that could happen. We really see a very good game of football. But Cameron Eilert back in the middle. You've got to get the ball out of the middle of your Tiwi.
I don't know if there's a bit of psychology in it, but we've barely heard boo from a Tiwi supporter in the last 3 minutes of this fourth quarter. And Tiwi seem to be playing some of their most exciting footy when the crowd are behind them as well. I don't know whether they just need to get up, make a bit of noise to kind of cheer them on, because at the moment the energy's gone from the Bombers.
And Harley Putantana Mary on the bench, who's been nearly their best player.
Play restarts. Wilson has the kick smothered. Monagatti barges through. Tungatalam handball to Jakura. Bombers go forward. Bowles running back with a flight, traps the footy. Darcy holds him up. A throw, says the umpire. Tried to flip it over his head. The umpire says illegally. Alistair Darcy on the outer side. 45 metres out. He's played most of the year up forward. Hasn't seen him kick a lot of goals though, but he contests everything.
Always been a defender. Played at Waratahs before for a while before playing for Tiwi. Always played back there as well. So it'll be interesting to see how he kicks the footy.
Would love a goal, the Bombers.
Win Irving gone to the line. Good work by the ruckman. Good work rate.
Runs around. Holds up. Close. Winter Irving slides across the face. I think he might have got a hand to it, and it's forced through for a behind. So the margin 3 points.
Well done, big fella. It's good.
Nathan Brown doing the kicking in to Paris. Left back pocket. Dion Moncara jumping him down on the mark. Kicks to Brain. To the wing. Farmer does wonderfully well. Mark not paid. Socket off the ground by Dunn to Jakura. Didn't matter. Bombers go forward inside attacking 50. Braden Rioli sets himself in from the side. Spoiled away by Brown. Mankara surrounded by 3 Tigers. Taken off the footy by Brown. Paris comes hard. Only as far as Heenan. Sweeps the handball to Wanamiri. Wanamiri lets it go. Comes back to a teammate. Clever little quick kick by Jakura, but spoiled over the line by Brown. Out of the grasp of Paddy Heenan. And it's out of bounds in the right half-forward flank.
Just for a little bit of history, last time these two teams met was round 9, where Nightcliff led by 5 points at quarter time. Tiwi Bombers pulled out to 18 points at half time. Scores were level at 3/4 time, and Nightcliff ended up winning by 6 points.
Howe into the danger zone at the top of the square with a big tap. Scooped up by Darcy. Back to Tippingwood. He's got his left boot hook on. Not far enough. It's through for a behind, so they're peppering away, but the margin's only 4 points.
They haven't kicked real well, have they, Tiwi? Just a lot of those ones they sort of put away today. 10-13 to 11-3.
9 more scoring shots, Rick.
Just ones like that, I reckon they've probably had 6 or 7 that Tiwi would usually nail.
Bowles returns to the kick-in duty and gains 70 metres to the edge of the centre square. Could come back, though. High kick. Darcy sits and marks. 30 out directly in front.
Well done by Austin Wanamari. Smartly, not illegally, smartly contested the footy. Just left that, got rid of Paris and just left the ball open there for him to mark the football. Alistair Darcy.
Had a shot earlier in the quarter from out on the boundary line, further out. Made a pretty good fist of that. For a 10-point lead to the Tiwi Bombers. 7 minutes gone, final quarter. They'd love some breathing space. They've done well in the middle of quarters. Darcy kicks on goal and kicks the goal. Well done, Big Al. 11-13, plays 11-3, 7 gone, final quarter.
Touch of breathing space. Yeah, if you put him forward, you expect him to kick those goals, and he's done well.
Just on those scoring shots, Rob, you'd probably know. I think the Buffs had a bit of a shocker in front of the sticks last night.
9-17.
And that's a team that's 4th on the ladder at the moment. And should Tiwi go down today, the Buffs would be very hungry to take. The Buffs would be very hungry to take that 3rd spot off the Bombers.
Yeah, as it stands, if the game stopped now, the Bombers would keep that 2-game break with 2 to play. That top 3 spot. Long way to go though in the final term. Haven't quite reached 8 minutes played, and you know Nightcliff will keep coming. Tigers trail by 10 points. Monagatti tapped on as far as Philo. High kick towards centre half forward. Dunn sits under it with Moo. Seen a lot of Ryan Moo today. There he is bobbing up again, but taken off the footy. Harley Puruntatameri, Jeffrey Simon. Back to Puruntatameri. Marley McGregor dives on the footy. In fact, he waits for the footy to come out, Marley McGregor.
Phil Wills has also had a bit of a quiet day.
Yeah, he has. They've put him, I was just looking at that just then, Matt. They've put him back into wondering where he was, and they've put him back in defence. He's currently playing on Austin Wanameri.
McGregor let Monagatti jump at the footy. Harley Puruntatameri. Coming the other way was Eilert. Matthew Cantilla. Zach Brain. Eilert. Over the top of him is Jakura. Or was it Grant? Grant, in fact. Pick themselves up and have a ball up at right half forward. By Joel Morrison. Cricket NT boss tosses it up. Smashed away by Monagatti. Wanting Heenan or Harley Puruntatameri. Heenan almost kept it in. Harley Puruntatameri overran it. Garnham did superbly well. Back to Philo. Philo's kicking towards the pocket and Moo's getting busy. Crosses 50. Pokes the centering ball in the Melbourne direction against Jason Puruntatameri. Over the back of the pack, and the Bombers can clear. Babui marks. Watch out. He's going to be chased down by Hagan. Threw it out in front of himself. Hagan did well. And he wins a free kick for a hold, though. Hagan didn't do that well.
Kevin Bartlett-like, one that put the ball out in front and then let the umpire know you're getting held.
Right half back. Jeffrey Simon marks in front of McGregor. Crowd getting their voice again. Darcy in front. Gickus did well from behind. Cantilla, Bricknell. Bricknell wanted the boundary and cleverly played for it.
A bit funny that last one when the switch was on and Tiwi were taking out the other side. Always straight away I put my head up to look at the other side of the ground to see who's working the hardest or who's running the 45s. Again, Jeffrey Simon's working really, really hard on those 45s. I reckon he's fit and I reckon he's going to play a big role come finals.
Taken by Brain on the bounce to Eilert. Slips, had Zach Brain maybe on for a handball. Well tackled. And his father was Wilson of the Tigers. Hagan knocked away by Babui. Chopping the arm, says the umpire. And Hagan will get a free kick.
Has he turned it? No.
It's allowed to just sort of crib a couple of metres around the mark. 80 from goal. Thumps it long. Melville. Holt Fitz has broken away. He was up. Couldn't bring the mark to ground. Still the Tigers through Moo. To Holt Fitz. To Holt Fitz. Goal Tigers. Holt Fitz has 5. Oh, he's a finisher. Wonderful goal. And it's back to a 4-point ball game. 11-13 to 12-3.
Off camera, Jasper Brain from the Tigers been down for about a minute now. Medic's just helping him back up at the moment. So he's going to come straight to the bench.
There he's certainly a key, isn't he, Holt Fitz, to the Nightcliff side. I would say there's two sorts of footballers. There's those that win your games and there's those that help you win by more. And Holt Fitz is a player that wins your games of football. And usually the side with the more the least helps you win by more are the ones that usually hold the trophy at the end of the year.
Back in the middle, Darcy's having a spell in the ruck. Heenan kicks into Darcy's back. Brain plays for the free kick, comes to Bricknell. Running back to the flight courageously, the mark's taken by Cantilla. Doesn't waste any time into the path of Tipping Woody. Will he get a kind bounce? He's out at half 40, he does. A couple of metres in front of Garnham, kicks it inside attacking 50. Wanamiri's out there. Good push there by Tungatalam, keeps it in front, gets away from Brown. Ross Tungatalam, what's he got? Handball to himself, he threw it to himself. Pinged by the umpire. You spoil our fun up. He was away, he ran onto his right boot but couldn't get the kick away. Brown comes up with the free.
They haven't manned up very well here, Tiwi. They've just stood.
Gickus marks. Inside defensive 50. Right half back out of side. To the wing, Drogamala. Arnold gets the spill. Darcy wraps him up. And so the turnover to Cruz. He pokes a little kick, wanting Tipping Woody, but kicks it out of bounds on the full, and Drogamala will bring the ball back into play for the Tigers. They trail by 4 points, the Premiers. And the ball's got to come a few further metres down the wing for Drogamala to take his kick. 12-3-75, Nightcliff. 11-13-79 Tiwi. 13 minutes gone, final quarter. The Bombers have not been able to shake the Tigers. They've got away to a 3-goal break a couple of times, but each time Nightcliff's come roaring back.
And this is perfect for Nightcliff Football Club. I reckon Chris Bucks and Cameron Eilert will really learn a lot about their play. Going into the trenches, you'll learn the players that have played well in this game. I'd be looking at this game. When you're picking your side, I'd be really looking at who's played well and who hasn't played well in this game of football.
Arnold. Wilson certainly played well to Philo. Turns the ball over though. Baird stands his ground at centre half back. Gives to Jeffrey Simon. Simon's kick to the wing. Kurt Dunn. Oh, well played. Held his ground and swept a long handball to Cantilla. He's 10 metres in the clear. Can have a bounce. Drogamala chases him. Handball back into Monagatti. Give it back to Cantilla. Can he scoop it up? He's got a tough shot on goal. He tried to do the hook kick. Wanamiri in front. The big, strong body of the former Demon was too much for McGregor to get around. And Aussie will line up for goal number 3 in the right forward pocket.
Again, it's not the easiest kick, this.
No, I saw Puran Tatamiri did try and give him a lead, but didn't take him up on it.
14 minutes gone, final quarter. Do the Bombers lead by 10?
Well
yes, they do! Aussie's got 3. Tiwi have 12. 12-13-85. The Tigers 12-3-75.
Yeah, well done, Austin. You're a star. That is an extremely difficult kick. And the former Melbourne Demon put it through the middle. But this bloke here has impressed me. Cantilla, he's been very, very good. Well done, Monaghetti. Give it to the silk. Don't hold on to it. It was a bit... I thought he should have put it to the front of the square when he kicked it, but he's got it to Austin, and Austin's kicked a very good goal.
Might be some clever coaching here by the Tiwis too, Rick. They just gave Darcy a spell in the ruck to free up Howe, maybe with that last push for the last 10 minutes or so.
Yep.
Howe's gone back into the ruck, Monaghetti in the goal square, Darcy back into attack as well at centre half forward.
I think it's a weapon if they've got these two ruckmen. And Tiwi haven't probably ever had it in the history of their club. Two really big gun ruckmen, and as I said, in a year where there is a massive shortage of quality ruckmen in this competition.
Howe won the tap against Winter Irving, only as far as Philo though. Nightcliff inside attacking 50. Second man up there was Holt Fitz. Bricknell. Centering ball, one-on-one. Melville and Purantatameri. Melville worked his way to the front. Wants a free kick, won't get it. It trickles out of bounds in the right forward pocket.
He's got to go the second effort instead of speaking to the umpire there. They're not real crash hot. Oi! Slipped out of his hand.
Have another go at it.
Fair enough. It's hot and sweaty. They run about 10 kilometres, the boundary umpires up here.
In it comes. How wonderful tap again, this time in defence to Munkara. Ball spilt from his grasp though. Simon was clever, risky but clever. Comes back to Harley Purantatameri, back into the middle. Bowles couldn't take the mark. Wills comes up with it to Paris. Paris sweeps the handball over the top. Oh, standing his ground as Bowles and cuts back through traffic. Gives to Zach to Jasper Brain. His high kick. Where's Holt Fitz? Melville flies in from the side. Almost had it at the second attempt. Dived after the footy. Came up with it. Where's Holt Fitz? He's still there. Moves there as well. Holt Fitz taken off the footy. Soccer off the ground. Cruz goes one way. Hagen the other. Moo has a quick snap. It's chopped down. Holt Fitz lurking. Isla taken off the footy. Wanted the free kick. Heenan superb. Strong, tough footy. Back to Bricknell. He's taken down. No free kick. Good umpiring. Let it roll. Philo comes up. He's taken down in a tackle. And the umpire comes in and says, over the shoulder. Free kick, Nightcliff.
Wow.
20 metres out from goal. Brody Philo, the experienced Victorian country footballer and Nightcliff premiership player. A chance to bring the margin back to 4 points. 17 minutes gone last quarter.
I was going to say, I thought the umpiring was absolutely superb. I probably would have kept it going as well. I don't know if it was a free kick, but yeah. Philo won medals in Northern Territory, Bendigo, and also the Ovens and Murray. And as good a kick as you'll ever see. So this should not be an issue for him.
From 30 metres out, Brody Philo slams it home. What a ball game. 17 minutes gone. Is it the grand final preview? Tiwi lead by 4 points, 85-81. Who can you see challenging these two sides, Rick? Is it St Mary's?
Yeah, I do. Jared Waite, I reckon, is a massive one for Saints. If he's, I know I'm a North Melbourne man, and I've seen. I just thought his North Melbourne were a 5-goal better side with him.
Wasn't Waite a Carlton player?
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I just reckon North were a 5. Okay, yeah. But I reckon if he could rip a finals apart, but I just don't reckon he's real fit at the moment. That's what worries me. And if Geary and Paredes can get the footy to him, I think and Ryan Smith dominates and is really positive around the ground, I think St Mary's can challenge. So Jared Waite is actually playing in the Div 1 right now at Mararo. If there's any Carlton or North Melbourne supporters want to watch him, he's slightly injured and he's flown all the way up here. They'd already booked the airfare and he's playing in the Div 1 right now in the back oval.
A tug and it's going the Tiwi's way, much to the delight of the crowd. Harley Purantatameri wants Jeffrey Simon a bit too tall for him. Slipping to ground, opens up the door there for Jasper Brain, who's been pretty solid all day. Hagen's been wonderful. Just got nudged under it by Farmer and wins a free kick. Bit of cramp for Hagen. Crowd don't like it. I think it was just there. Slightest of tunnels, I reckon. Zach Brain glides by and then thumps a long one towards full forward and then decked after play.
Again, Farmer again.
And then wants to go up and just challenge Zach Brain. Don't turn it over. Takes Tunkatullum. It was Tunkatullum who just wanted to go in there and have a little word in his ear. Now Brain's
Is Zach Brain serious? They've got the ball on the goal line and he's going on with it. And you're 4 points down.
He's a pretty feisty character. We saw that last week, Matty, didn't we? I can't remember the Southern Districts player that they had a
There's feisty,
fair go.
there's feisty, and then there's putting the club first.
So to join Holt Fitz on 5, Liam Evans from the goal square, and to give Nightcliff the lead by 2 points, he does just that. Big goal for Nightcliff. Didn't need to be that way. The ball was on the wing. And all of a sudden, with some penalties, it's gone all the way to the goal square. And some ill discipline might have cost the Tiwis. Plenty of time, though. Well, about 5 minutes, I reckon. 20 minutes gone, final quarter.
Just to come back to the last time these two teams met again, they feel like history starting to repeat itself here. Nightcliff with a 5-point lead at quarter time. This is last time they met in round 18. Tiwi blew out to an 18-point lead at half time. Scores level at three-quarter time, and then Nightcliff did it within the dying minutes, I think it was, to get that one-goal win. And that's almost exactly where we are now.
Back in the middle. Monagatti smashes it only as far as Islet. Dunn stands his ground. Couldn't complete the mark. Both sides desperate closing stages. Third last round of the home and away. Topside Nightcliff playing third place Tiwi. It'll be worthy of a grand final. It's been a wonderful game. Monagatti and McGregor, who's fought on hard in the absence of Jonathan Miles. Islet's getting busy, so's this man Philo. Sends it inside, attacking 50. Holt Fitz from the side, couldn't take the mark. Moo, Bricknell barges his way through to Brain off the side of the boot. Melville and Puruntatameri, top of the goal square. Jason Puruntatameri wins the free kick.
Boy, oh
50-50 that one, but
Melville can't believe it.
He's an outstanding defender, or he really is, especially in one-on-one contests.
In game 151 today, we're counting it as 150 because it was missed last week, so he ran through a banner today, gave it to Braden Rioli. We've seen a lot of him today. Kicks to Jeffrey Simon. Slapped down by McGregor.
Jeez, that's well done by the big fella.
Into the path there of Monagatti. It goes out of bounds at right half forward for the Bombers. So they're at the right end of the ground. They trail by 2 points after leading for most of the day. A couple of times they've snuck out to 3-goal leads. Each time Nightcliff's come back. And it's the Tigers with their noses in front. Despite the fact they've had 8 less scoring shots.
We're going to watch... Tiwi, I reckon, got to watch Philo at this stoppage. He'll just try and clear the ball from this area.
He's standing next to Wanamiri. Monagatti. Arnold. Finds Wills over the top there. Gickus, Hurd, Winter Irving.
Well done, Nightcliff. Terrific.
Drogamala wants to go by hand. Cruised into it to hold him up. Oh, Moo's all alone. The kick had too much carry on it. Babui coming the other way. Can Moo shrug the tackle? Babui's done well. The jumper tug, though. He wasn't in possession, rules the umpire. And Ryan Moo plays on quickly, centering ball to Holt Fitz. And Holt Fitz, who's kicked 5, has a chance for 6 from 30 metres out directly in front. And this will make it tough for the Tiwi Bombers if he kicks it. This will be an 8-point lead at the 22-minute mark of the final quarter.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be hard for him to win. How does Holt Fitz get that free in the dying stages of a game when the ball's on the line, when the game's on the line? I think if Tiwi play him again in a final, it's got to be a lot. Whoever it is, it's got to. Well, I would go with Ashley Hams personally, but it's got to be a lockdown. They've got to lock down this guy because he's an absolute match winner.
For goal number 6, the Cheney medalist Liam Holt Fitz. 30 metres out, drills the goal. Tigers tough to beat from here at the 23-minute mark of the final term. Twice they looked gone, twice they fought back, and now hold an 8-point ascendancy.
If I was coaching against Nightcliff, I'd go hard tag with Holt Fitz. I'd go on one with Hagan, and the other one I'd go with Philo. So if they've got their fly-ins, I'm not sure where they are with their fly-in situation. I'd nearly play all their. I'd play Hams on one of them, and I'd play fly-ins on the other 2. If it was St Mary's, I'd probably play Nick Yarran on Holt Fitz. I would play Jake Long. Probably Jake Long on Hagan or going to Philo and just lock those players down. Sean Edwards is the other one for St Mary's. I'd play him in a role. Maybe he could go onto a Hagan as well. Two ex-AFL players just locking those players down.
5 goals to 2 to the Tigers in this final quarter. Seems to be a match-winning 8-point lead. What have the Bombers got? Islet's been wonderful in this final quarter. Tied up in a tackle. Ball up, just attacking side of the centre for the Bombers. 24 minutes played. It's probably 2 minutes to go, maybe not even that. Wanamiri couldn't control the footy. Philo another possession in this final quarter. Kicks it out towards half forward. Drogamula beaten for pace by Cruz on the left boot. Not as far as Jermaine Hurd. Got around Tippingwoody. Gave to Moo, who's been good in the last quarter. Out to Hagan, who's been wonderful all day. He's close to the boundary line. He wants to centre the ball. He does centre the ball and hits the chest of Liam Evans. He's matching Holt Fitz goal for goal. He's lining up for number 6 from directly in front, 15 out.
Well, Ian Evans is going to have the advantage over a Sharp or a Butcher, as he's done it against Tiwi. They're going to look back at this game, and I just reckon Nightcliff, 1, they've been terrific, but 2, they're just going to learn so much about their own players.
For 6 straight in the final quarter, and for his own personal tally of 6, Liam Evans to the Michael Long centre end, kicks it and wins the game for Nightcliff. They can't come back from here, the Bombers. They trail by 16 points, 16-3-99, 14 points, I should say. The Bombers 12-13-85.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting one. Yeah, their forward line's is the one they're healthy. They've still got Riley to go back, but I just reckon their back line just looks after itself. For the last 2 years, they've been absolutely terrific. But Riley will go back there as well, and they've just got to sort their forward line out. And their midfield, as I said, they've got the 3 Nichols medalists there. That looks pretty handy as well. So they're in a really good position to go back to back.
25 and a half gone. Winter Irving gives a contest every time. Arnold kicks out to the wing. The racehorse Tipping Woody sits for him. Slips over. Kicks it straight down the throat on the bounce to Arnold. Right half back out of side. Kick is good to move. Back inboard to Philo. Philo's kick towards full forward. Holt Fitz!
Wow.
It's a procession now. Tiwi have switched off. Nightcliff haven't. This for number 7.
So we've got Xavier Grant on him now. Like, he's an 18-year-old kid. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I reckon they've got to throw a big gun at him come finals.
And I think there's a pretty telling moment on the bench right now. All the bench players are still standing up, pushing right to the final bell. All the Tiwi bench are sitting down.
Yep.
They're a fit side, this Nightcliff mob.
And they've got depth as well. That's the impressive part.
They're breaking hearts of all their rivals. They've knocked off their other 3 finals combatants in the last few weeks. And this to knock off the Tiwi Bombers. And unfortunately, Liam Holt Fitz can't finish in style. 6 is a pretty good return, though, and I reckon pretty close to best on ground, although Philo had a ripping final term to maybe push him a little bit. The game is over, and it's a big win to Nightcliff. Twice coming back from 3-goal margins. It's the Tigers 16-4-100 to Tiwi 12-13-85. Hard to see him being knocked off, Ricky.
Yeah, Raven hot favourites at the moment, I think, Nightcliff. They're in a very, very good position, and because they're fit, they train hard, and they work hard for each other. Team first, they always centre the ball. I just reckon they're in a really good position going into this final series. Full
time here at TIO Stadium, and the Tigers song we've all known so well all season continues to ring across the Nightcliff 16-4-100, Tiwi Bombers 12-13-85. You've been watching Aboriginal TV, Channel 4's coverage of the TIO NTFL season.